Good evening and welcome to the Kickoff Classic 2017 here on BC TV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you. And Mike, we're starting off up in Ogemaw Heights tonight, and we'll talk about Ogemaw Heights first as they've been on a little bit of a tough streak the last couple of years.
Yeah, Jeff, they really have. They haven't had a lot of great luck over the last 3 or 4 years. It's been a tough stretch for them, but, go back a few years before that, they were very good and played very good football up here. But they've got a new coach, and they're looking to change things around up here in Ogemaw Heights.
Well, they started off with the first night they could practice. They went midnight practice. Obviously, the thought behind that is try and change the culture.
Well, throw a little different bit of a wrinkle in there, Jeff. Start that midnight practice. Coach Kangas, the new coach here, said, I'm going to just kind of change things around a little bit. He did. The kids liked it. Got good response from the fan in the school. So let's try something different to start off my tenure here.
Let's go back, a little flashback, 1997. This team, young Mr. Fagan was the quarterback, brought them down to the promised land. They came home with a victory in the state championship. Probably that run for about the next 10 to 12 years was exceptional. It's just the last 3 to 4 years that they've really fallen on some tougher times, and their numbers have dwindled mightily.
Yeah, when we were up here doing many, many football games, Jeff, on the radio here at WKJC out of Tawas, we watched this team for many years. Fantastic football team, good players, hard-nosed kids. But you know what? We watched them during the times that they weren't playing so well. They played hard, and they played for the whole game, 4 quarters. So you got to take your hat off to those kids for sticking it out and doing that through some pretty tough times.
Well, John Studley, the athletic director up here in his 3rd season, and he's a very gracious guy, and we go way back with him to when he was at Tawas, too. So before that, he was at Carroll. So we've had a long history with John. He's a great individual, and we know he'll do great leading the sports program here. But the football team's got to make a turn for the better here. The fans continue to support them, though.
Well, one thing you look at, Jeff, when we looked at the roster, they have numbers this year. They have a few more than they've had over the last few years, so that's a plus. He's got the kids coming out, and and they're gonna give Essexville Garber all they can have. It's a good night for football. They're on their home field, so exciting times up here in Ogemaw Heights with the new coach. So a good test for them to open the season in the Garber Duke. So we're looking forward for a good showing from the Ogemaw Heights Falcons.
We'll take a break and come back after this with our sponsor, Covenant Healthcare.
Where did this rash come from?
Hold on, let me see. Could be bed bugs.
Oh. Mom, Grant says I have bed bugs.
Let's see what the doctor says.
Introducing Covenant Virtual Care. Real-time video doctor visits, e-prescriptions, and follow-up. Now extraordinary care comes to you.
See, it's just poison ivy. Smart advanced.
Learn more at covenantvirtualcare.com.
Back here in our pregame show, our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show here on BC TV. Now we're going to talk about the Garber Dukes. And the Garber Dukes, the last 3-4 years under Coach Quillard.
Coach
Quillard. See,
yep.
I'm getting closer. I usually just call him the Quill. It's safe. But this is the guy that's got the name down pat. But he's really come and brought this program back to a real height of excitement.
Yeah, Jeff, he's done a great job for the Garber Dukes. They were very successful last year. They went 7-2 during the regular season, lost in the first game of the playoffs to a pretty good Frankenmuth Eagle team that went pretty far in the playoffs. But, you talk to Coach Quill, and he's very excited about what's going on with Garber this year. He likes the possibilities of these kids, and he's really a confident guy, and you can see that in his kids. His kids really play hard for him, and he's got a good staff also.
Well, Coach Peterson's been around the game for 30-plus years, the defensive coordinator, great individual. We go way back to the Thomas Lincoln Handy days when he was there with Rob Hansen. And this is a solid staff, but I'm going to tell you what, there's one kid tonight, number 20, that you're going to need to keep your eye on. He'll be everywhere offensively and defensively on the field. Van Sumeren is a man amongst men.
We got a good look at him during the preseason, Jeff. We didn't get really close to him, but we took a walk on the field before the game. We got a little bit closer to him. He is a big individual. He is solid. He is strong. And you're going to probably see him all over the field. You might see him at quarterback. You might see him at running back. Defensively, he's going to put a hat on you. The young man can play the game, and we're looking for big things out of him for the Garber Dukes tonight.
Well, Coach Quill, as we talked to him about that preseason scrimmage that they went through, said they did some good things, but, you've got people fighting for positions. You had some mistakes, but that's where you work those mistakes out.
Well, and that's, we talked to him, and you and I have talked for many, many years. It's always nice to put a different helmet on your helmet and look at a different color. It gets kind of old seeing the same guy over and over again for the first week and a half of practice. They went out there. They know what they have to work on. They know what they have to improve on. So scrimmages are a very key thing for the first part of the season.
Kicking game should be strong for both teams, too. Both teams traditionally have very good place kicking abilities, and I don't expect tonight will be any different.
Yeah, and the field is really nice, Jeff. We're taking a look at it right now. The field's in great shape. We got a little bit of the wind. Well, the wind has died down looking at Old Glory across the way, so the wind has died down. It's a beautiful, crisp night, a little bit cooler than normal on the first night of football, Jeff, but really it is going to be a lot of fun. And, we've been waiting a long time to get back on TV and do our do football. We had one game last year, but, man, we got a great schedule this year and looking forward to game number 1.
It is going to be a great night for football, Mike. Early in the season, you normally are heavily protruding with sweat. Tonight, it is a very fall-like condition, but that's great because at 60 degrees, the players don't overheat too much, the fans don't get too cold. I think it's ideal first game conditions weather-wise.
Well, and how many times have we been up here, Jeff, and watching games, and they have to stop the game during the game so the kids can hydrate and they get some water in them.
Oh, the
hydration specialist is very important, but not tonight. He's not going to be too important, but kids still have to stay hydrated. But it's a nice, cool night and a good night for football. And talking to the Coach Quill, he said, "Yeah, this is great. This is good football weather." But he was just happy to get on that field and get game number 1 going.
Oh, it's giddy. That's what he was like on the sideline. He's ready to make it happen. We are looking forward to the fun as they're doing the coin toss right now and talking to the prospective team captains about expectations, about sportsmanship, about the rule changes, how that all applies to the football game. Oh, it's all fun, and it is all forthcoming. Sit back, relax, and enjoy our kickoff classic for 2017, the Garber Dukes and the Ogemaw Heights Falcons right here on BCTV.
Good evening and welcome to Ogemaw Heights Stadium for tonight's game with our visitors, the Dukes from Essexville, Garber, and our own Ogemaw Heights Falcons. The key to the game tonight is sportsmanship. You can't be successful without it. Remember, nothing beats good sportsmanship. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you stand. The privilege of this game was made possible by those who have fought and continue to fight for the freedoms that we enjoy. Let us honor and respect their efforts and our country by gentlemen removing your hats and helmets, and everyone standing at attention, placing your hands over your hearts as the Falcon Regiment Marching Band proudly lead us in our national anthem.
Good evening and welcome back. It is football season. And boy, we've already been given some misinformation. We thought Ogemaw Heights was going to be kicking off from the clock. They're kicking off to the clock.
Well, no, they're going to change it up, Jeff. They're going to make the change right now. So we got the right information. They're going to be kicking with the clock to their back. As you look across the field, Jeff, winds picked up a little bit. Pre-game, it was really down, but it's picked up a little bit. But not really going to have an effect on the game. Perfect night for football.
I gave a little quiz up here as to why pregame, when you lose the toss and elect to kick, you always kick from the clock. And there's a simple explanation most people do not understand.
Well, you get the clock in the second and the fourth quarter, and you want to be able to see that clock down in the fourth quarters, Jeff. So A+, 1 for 1, 2017.
It's a beautiful thing. There is an onside kick that did not work for Ogemaw Heights and is going to put the Garber Dukes in superlative field position from their own 48-yard line to start this game.
Jumping on that onside kick for the Dukes, Jeff, was number 32, Cam Zielinski, and you are exactly right. The Garber Dukes are going to have their first series of downs from their own 48-yard line. Great field position for Coach Quill and his Garber Dukes.
I'll tell you, Coach Quilliard.
Yep, you got it.
Oh, there's hope for me yet. Is really, really excited to see how these guys are going to go through their first series. I think both coaches just want rhythm. They don't want a lot of unforced mistakes and penalties during the game, and we'll find out now as they come out of the shotgun with a single back offset to the right. Taking that ball right up the middle is the Essexville Garber Dukes, and that looks like Brian Closen. Nope, that's number 10 with the Brighton ball. As he gets the first carry of the game and a couple of yards. Defense very stellar for Ogemaw Heights on that first play.
Yeah, Getzinger in on the tackle for the Falcons. Gain of 2. Jeff, 2nd down and 8 for the Garber Dukes, just on the other side of the 50-yard line.
Ben Van Sumeren will be everywhere on the field. He starts at quarterback. And the handoff to the outside, ball down on the ground. And a very alert job by the Garber Dukes to get on that football. And that was number 14, Reinke, that ends up jumping on that loose ball. So 2 plays for Garber, Mike, minus 2 yards.
Yeah, that was a tough call right there for Garber, but they got the ball back. Jeff's 3rd down and about 13 yards to go for the Dukes. They got to take it all the way down to the Falcon 42-yard line to get a first down for Coach Quill and his Garber Dukes.
I would not be shocked to see Van Sumeren back in a pass formation, and then if he's got a seam, he will put the shoulder down, and you better be ready to lay the wood on him because he'll take you out. He's going to roll out with some time to the near side of the field. He's going to try cutting back across the grain. Oh, he has got some room to run now. Just one man to beat, and he is going to try and turn the corner. Very good pursuit back by the Ogemaw Heights Falcon defense. That ball out of bounds, so 3 plays, minus 1 yard, in a punting situation.
Well, you looked at Ogemaw Heights, Jeff. They kind of got out of their lanes, but they really did recover nicely, and Van Sumeren really had no place to go. It looked like it was going to be wide open, but Ogemaw Heights did a nice job. 4th and long for the Dukes. They're going to have to punt it away after great field position to start.
He ran 82 yards to get minus 1 there, so it'll be 4th down and about 11 yards to go, and they will be in punt formation. So the first question has been answered as far as what they're all about. There is the little kick to the side. Boy, that goes high in the air in very little distance as they yell fire, whatever their secret word is, to get that return team away from the ball down to the 29-yard line. That only ends up being a 25-yard kick, and it's a tough way to start, too. You know, normally when you get that little kick coming to the side, you try and kick that so you get the forward roll on a line drive, but this one went way straight up in the air.
Well, and Van Sumeren is a kicker, too, Jeff, so you got to respect that. He's a quarterback. He's a running back. He plays on defense, so you got to respect that. You know, I know it's 4th and long, but you have to respect him and his ability to fake that punt.
And again, out of the short shotgun, this offense is set. And we've got an offset eye and a penalty flag. And that is going to be somebody lined up in the neutral zone.
Flag on the play.
So somebody from Garber ended up in that neutral zone. And that will cost them 5 yards. So just what Coach Quill didn't want to see. The offense on that first series, great field position, doesn't get to move. Then somebody lines up in the neutral zone to start that series.
A typical first game things going on right now, Jeff, for the Garber Dukes. They'll get over this.
Indeed they will. On the quarterback keeper with some room to run. The quarterback with a nice run of about 18 yards, and that is number 18, Colin Stahl. So Stahl picks up a nice chunk of real estate. You know, you run that offset eye, and then as the quarterback, you follow both of them through the hole. One seals left, one seals right. He goes right up the middle, and he found big yards.
Yeah, that's a good read by the quarterback for the Falcons. Jeff picked up the first down. 1st and 10 for the Falcons at their own 48-yard line.
They are in great position here after a nice play on first down. Now they come up under center, trying to come to the corner. And turning the corner for another gain of about 11 yards is the running back, number 7. That's Tyler Walters as he turns the corner. And again, the Garber defense that time lost contain around the corner.
Well, Davis took him out of bounds for the Dukes, Jeff, but nice patient running by the running back for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. Did a nice job, just kind of waited for his blocks, cut it up, got another first down for the Falcons. Nice drive down to the 41 of the Dukes.
Boy, now Ogemaw's featuring the trips to the wide side of the field, trying to spread things out. Will they go fullback? Nope, they're going to try just a little flare pass to the outside. Again, Garber giving up contain, and that's out to number 7 again, Tyler Walters. He's down inside the 25-yard line, finally knocked out of bounds by Yapich.
A little bit different look from what we're normally seeing from the Falcons, Jeff. Throwing the ball a little bit. You know, they got 2 wings in the set, 1 setback and stuff. You know, normally it was more of a power football team up here in Ogemaw, but they're kind of spreading out in a good game plan so far by head coach Cody Kangas.
He's definitely brought diversity to this offense, and they are making it happen. 1st and 10, Ogemaw. Back to pass the ball out here on the wing. And I'm going to tell you what, just getting his head up in time was the ball received by Roop. And I'll tell you, Roop turned around and he went down quick to the ground because Van Sumeren was ready to lay the wood.
Well, you know what? And they're rolling the quarterback out for the Falcons, Jeff. Colin Stahl, you know, they're making it a safe, easy pass for him. And they got 2 yards off that. 2nd down and 8 for the Falcons.
Hoisington on one end and Van Sumeren on the other. They are going to be extremely key in trying to keep this offense in the contain mode. Single back again. Yeah. And we are going to have time out on the field, Garber. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be back right after this on BCTV.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
All right, back here on BCTV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you. After a 3-and-out offensively, Coach Quill decides he better right the ship a little bit. They're a little bit perplexed defensively. 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Trying to cut to the outside. Again, much better job. Contain that time.
Fumble.
As the ball was up in the air. And there looked like there was a lot of Garber Dukes around, but I think Ogemaw Heights came up with the football.
Looks like number 30 for the Falcons, Jeff. Mlasko came up with the fumble, but that thing was way up in the air. A big, fortunate recovery for the Falcons. It's going to be 3rd down and short, but you're right. They did a nice job, better job containing that run by the Falcons, did the Dukes. Big play right here early in the game, early in the season, Jeff. 3rd and short.
Hoisington did that job of contain. The linebacker didn't come up to fill after he forced him back inside, but still much better job. 3rd down, as Mike said, and 2 yards to go. Motion to the near side of the field. Fullback right up the middle. Bangs forward very close to the first down. Looks like he's down to the 13-yard line. Boy, they're going to give him credit down to the 12-yard line as he was able to move the pile, and it's another 1st and 10 for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons.
Ozarchak in on the tackle for the Dukes. Jeff coming out for the Falcons, number 30, Mlasko, and he's got to come off because his helmet came off. So it's going to be first down for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons right about the 14-yard line of the Garber Dukes. Nice little run right here by the Falcons, Jeff.
They certainly have had a nice series as they've got things going down inside the red zone. Again, they're going to run that double wing with a single back. Wide receiver here split to the near side of the field. Oh, they go a little counter motion to the other side of the field. And a nice job by Hoisington again to have that initial hit. Still a gain of a couple of yards on the play as the Ogemaw Heights Falcon offense just continues to pull out all the wrinkles.
Yeah, that was a nice job. Hoisington staying home, Jeff, with that counter right there. A little bit of a gain on the play. We'll call it second down and a long 8 for the Falcons at the Duke 12-yard line. But really nice job by Hoisington staying home, Jeff. Big series right here. Got to keep them out of the end zone. Got to not let them get that first down.
When you're Hoisington and Van Sumeren, your first 2 steps have got to be straight up the field, and then you read and react. Because if you get pinched on the inside, you leave that corner exposed. Now they're going to try and quick pass, and that was thrown like a rocket intended for Brindley. And that pass went right through his hands. Brindley, by the time he looked up, that thing was whistling right by his face.
Well, remember in our pregame show with Coach Quill, Jeff, he said they've kind of changed up the defense a little bit this year. They have a little bit new look, so the kids are kind of feeling their way through. But I think they've really settled down here midway through the first quarter. I like the way the Dukes are playing right now.
The timeout by the Garber Dukes have really solidified that defense. They had some people that were not certain of their assignments. I would say between Coach Quill and Coach Peterson, they have a little better understanding after that 60 seconds.
And they're hyped up a little bit. First game of the year. They want to get going.
Third down, long 8-yard to go situation. Trying to come to the near side of the field, and look who's there to slam the corner. Van Sumeren, and they'll learn soon enough. That's not the side of the field they want to try and attack.
No, he did a great job. Got that Poyer off of him, Jeff, and he's a big drink of water. Did a nice job, and that's just what the Dukes need. Now it's 4th down and a country mile. They got to go to inside the 5-yard line to the 4 to get a first down for the Falcons.
And with that loss on the play, Mike, of about 9 yards, that put them out of field goal range, too. It would now be about a 40-yard kick.
Yeah, and that's the nice job by Van Sumeren, getting rid of that guy and really doing a nice job for the loss for the Falcons.
I would say Van Sumeren, coming from the weak side, should come on a blitz here. He might take a delayed blitz, but I think he's going to be coming, trying to put some pressure on the quarterback. And he is inching his way in like he's coming. Boy, the linebackers are all jumping, too. This is going to be, let's meet at the quarterback and have a party. As a boy, they're just trying to
try to draw him off sides.
Yep, they're going to take a timeout with 1 second left, and we'll be able to keep it right here as the Garber Dukes. I'm going to tell you what, even if they weren't planning on doing that, Mike, when they saw the different blitz packages that were coming from Garber, I don't think that offensively they could be prepared for all the angles Garber was coming.
Well, and I like what Coach Kangas was trying to do. He's trying to get a free play, get him drawn off sides, get him 5 more yards, then call the play. So I like what he was doing, but I like the patience by the Garber Dukes, realizing that they were trying to get him off sides. They stuck where they were supposed to be. They didn't get called for offsides. That's good poise by the Garber Dukes.
Discipline defensively.
Yep.
And that only comes through heavy repetition and from teaching, as the Ogemaw Heights Falcon cheerleaders trying to keep their home crowd excited here early on. And, you know, the girls are like, wow, we've had to put long sleeves on for the first game. We're not used to having to do that this early in the year, but it is a crisp start to the game. But look at Old Glory again, dead again. There's really not much in the line of wind going, but up here in these northern parts, Mike, they're talking about high 30s tonight for the low.
Well, Coach Peterson, he was talking to his troops, and I think they're ready, Jeff. And again, be poised, be disciplined. Do not jump off sides and give them a free play.
All righty. As they come back up to the line of scrimmage. Stall back to pass. And they have got nobody, really. He's going to run the whole way. And he bangs forward, and he is going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 11-yard line. as they had 4 defenders from Garber back in that area and only 1 wide receiver for Ogemaw Heights.
Well, and again, staying in their lanes, Alex Gorski knocked them out of bounds, Jeff. He came up. It was about 5 yards away from a first down, but a big defensive stand by the Garber Dukes here in the first quarter.
Again, that timeout meant everything
Sure
to Garber.
did.
You don't like using them in the first quarter, but you'll look back later in the game and go, very, very well-timed timeout.
Well, whatever he said, Coach Quill got his message across. I think it was just, look, guys, settle down. We're just a little out of sync right now. Calm down. We're going to be all right. Just start playing our game, and I think he did a great job with that timeout.
I think that Van Sumeren is going to be probably trying to run some option here real soon. I think that they're going to try and get him to turn the corner and see if he can make somebody miss, and I think if he does that, it could be something big happening here early on. Motion to the wide side of the field. Van Sumeren taking his time. Hand off to the outside, trying to cut back across the grain is number 9, the ball carrier, Manny Jopic. And not much going on for Manny, as I'll tell you what, the Ogemaw Heights defense has given up 3 yards of offense in 4 plays.
Well, they've really did a nice job, stepped up, Jeff. But again, remember how we've talked for many, many years. These plays all set each other up. That running play is going to set something up for this play. The next play is going to set something up for down the road. So Coach Quill's looking 2, 3, 4 plays down for his Garber Duke so he can get something rolling.
And a lot of times you've got your first 15 or so plays scripted out. So you're doing exactly what he probably is doing. He's just looking to see defensive tendencies from formations, from things that are happening. Going to the outside with a little bit of room around the corner is that ball carrier, and that is Jopic down the sidelines. Penalty flag down. Might have an extra 15 yards at the end of this play as 3 flags go into the mix, and it will be at about the 47-yard line.
Well, Tyler Bailey from Ogemaw Heights got him out of bounds, Jeff, but he tried grabbing him and keeping them up, but it was just too late, too far out of bounds. Good call by the official. Easy call. Another 15 yards tacked on for the Garber Dukes.
Dead ball, personal foul on the defense. Tack on another 15, and that will put them down well into Ogemaw Heights Falcon territory. A big run and a penalty. See what this does to spark that offense.
Yeah, that was a nice run by the Garber Dukes, Jeff. They're going to go back to where the penalty happened, I think.
Spot of the foul was the 47-yard line.
Right. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. They're bringing it all the way back to the 29-yard line.
So they're saying the personal foul happened back on the 29-yard line?
I thought it was across the 50-yard line when we saw that, but we'll see what they're doing.
Wow. I'm perplexed. All 3 flags came down late, and they came down at the 47-yard line out of bounds.
Yep. And the back judge, I saw him throw it. There was no doubt about it. But, hey.
Where did he go with this flag? He picked it up and dropped it at the spot it happened out of bounds.
Here we go. First down and 10 for the Dukes.
Van Sumeren back, and he throws a bullet, and that pass is completed to Brian Closen.
Well, that was a nice pass, Jeff. There wasn't room for error. He really had to thread the needle there. He had some zip on that thing, too.
That's the word I was looking for, Coach.
Oh, boy.
I'm telling you what, we're thinking alike in the first game. That's pretty scary.
Mid-season form already.
A little zippity-doo-dah on that ball. 8-yard gain, second down and 2 at the 48-yard line of the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. First time this ball game inside Ogemaw Heights territory. Well, Van Sumeren's got room to run, and a great catch on the outside by number 1, Jacob Denham. And we remember him from the basketball season last year, Mike. He goes up very athletically, great hands, and then knows exactly where that sideline is, gets his foot down.
We were watching those two working out before the game, Jeff, and they were throwing that pass. That's part of the repertoire right now for the Garber Dukes. Van Sumeren put it where he had to put it. Nobody else could get that ball except Denham, and he did a great job. And both hands on the ball, great concentration, and only got to get 1 foot down in high school.
And I'm going to tell you what, Van Sumeren could have got 15 on the ground there too, as they really had that play well blocked and ready to go. Twins to the near side, twins to the far side, spreading things out. Will they try and run off this formation? Defense looks like they have got 7 in the box to try and stop it. And Van Sumeren tries to turn the corner. Very good penetration defensively by the Ogemaw Heights Falcons to put the clamps on that play before it even started. Coming up out of the bottom of that stack is number 55 from Ogemaw Heights, and that is Getzinger.
On the tackle, number 55,
Jared Gatzinger, nice job. He's had a nice game tonight, Jeff. Been watching him. He looks like a football player down in that down lineman position. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 for the Garber Dukes right at the Falcon 35-yard line.
So the Garber Dukes have had a nice drive. Remember, this started at their own 10-yard line. They've taken a chunk of the clock, 3:30 and counting left in the first, still no score. Van Sumeren back. He's got room. He's going to throw out on the side. Another tremendous grab that time as Van Sumeren has got tremendous arm strength.
That looked like number 14, Ranke, Josh Ranke on the catch, Jeff, the junior. Nice job. And you know what's really interesting? Van Sumeren has a lot of room to run, but he's just kind of throwing it out there, putting it right on a dime. But you know what? One of these times he's going to tuck it up. He's going to run. He's going to have a big gain.
Well, right now he doesn't have to because he can rely on his arm strength, and he's got great pinpoint accuracy with that throw. He's like, I'll save my legs if I can throw that thing downfield, and my receivers have got hands like that. It'll just equate into another 1st and 10 for the Garber Dukes. Tickle in the 14-yard line right now. Van Sumeren gets the word and offset back in the backfield. Van Sumeren's going to try and cut it around the corner. He's got some room. He's at the 10, trying to skip it down. He's down inside the 5. He's going to have the first down at the 3-yard line, as he did not hesitate at all to come to the near side of the field. Made one person miss, Mike. I like to see him not tiptoe so much. Make that one cut and then just turn the shoulders square upfield and see if he can smell end zone.
Good job by Jacob Denham, Jeff. He didn't block anybody because he didn't want to block anybody in the back so he wouldn't get the flag because he knew Denham was going to have a big game. Coach Quill calling out the plays for the Garber Dukes. We're 1st and goal to go for Garber, looking to score their first touchdown here in 2017.
With 2:47 left in our first quarter, the clock rolling again. Van Sumeren out of the shotgun. Motion coming to the wide side. Van Sumeren cuts it upfield. 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone. It's a Garber Duke
touchdown.
What a start.
Wow.
What a 90-yard drive for the Garber Dukes and their first score of the year.
Go back to that timeout. I think that was the key for the success of Garber from that timeout to this point forward, Jeff, with their first touchdown. Key timeout by Coach Quill.
Indeed, their whole mindset. I think that timeout just calmed them down, refocused them, and they've been a different team, obviously, since then. So a 90-yard drive. Van Sumeren for 3 yards on the quarterback keeper. Now the go for 2. Van Sumeren to the outside. He's going to look and flip that thing out in the end zone. A perfectly thrown ball that could only be caught and nothing else. Looks like the man on that play is Brian Closen. 2-point conversion is good. Time out on the field with 2:37 left in our first quarter. It's 8-0 as the scoreboard says. We'll be back right after this on BCTV.
How's married life? Are you ready to have a baby? Baby, baby. How about that baby? Ooh. I'm not getting any younger.
When you are ready. With the only neonatal intensive care unit in the Great Lakes Bay region, Covenant is the safest place for your delivery. Go to mycovenantbaby.com.
Back here on BCTV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala along with you. Jared and Natalie Doan upstairs tonight on the cameras.
It's a family affair.
And we have got Nick Page produced and directed. Great open field tackle by the Garber Dukes on that kick return. Kick return was by Quentin Thompson. And Thompson didn't get too far before he was hit on the play. Looks like the big tackle was by Jacob Garwick, as he made no mistake in the open field. Sure-handed tackle.
Yeah, Garwick did a nice job right there, Jeff. Good field position for the Falcons at their 26-yard line. 2 minutes, 30 seconds ago in the first quarter. Very, very nice drive by the Garber Dukes going 90 yards for that touchdown.
Looks like Van Sumeren is not here on the near side corner. He might be getting a little blow right now. As the quarterback on the keeper tries to come forward. A nice gain of about 8 yards by number 18, Colin Stahl. And Colin Stahl had some great runs tonight early on for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. Great vision.
And on the tackle was Mike Dalzell, the senior linebacker, 6'2", 205-pound backer. He's a big kid, Jeff. Nice gain on the play. 2nd down and 1 for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons.
Inside 2 minutes and counting left in our first quarter. 8-0. Garber with the first score of the 2017 fall of football. Handoff right up the middle and then bouncing back to the outside and absolutely getting hornswoggled. Osarzak just filled the hole. The defensive line clogged it. The running back tried to bounce to the outside. Osarzak got him for about a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, nice job by Osarzak shooting a gap right there, Jeff. 2-yard loss for the Falcons. 3rd down and a long 3 for the Falcons. This is a big play for the Garber Duke defense right here. They come away stopping here. They'll come away with great field position.
And I'll tell you what, on 2nd down and 1, that's about a 99% that you're going to get that in 2 plays. Now they've got to go a little bit longer with a 3rd down. Stahl is back under center. 3-step drop. Flips it to the outside. It's complete to number 11, Quentin Thompson. And that ball just got over the outstretched defensive hands of Jopic as he went up. He just missed tipping that ball.
The old rule is if you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up, look for the deflection, Jeff. Peterson came up for the Garber Dukes, did a nice job in the open field tackle. Falcons 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line.
Van Sumeren gets a blow for a couple of plays. He's back on this side as Jopic goes to the sidelines. Van Sumeren with the read, and he is pumped to be back in. He's got the adrenaline going again. He's on the attack mode, trying to come to the outside, and again, what happened again that time with Van Sumeren? He gets upfield, forces that play to cut back to the inside. Defensive pursuit comes to the football, minimal gain of 2.
Well, you force it back inside. You're hoping a lot of buddies are coming that way, Jeff. So he did a nice job. A little bit of a gain on the play. We'll call it 2, 2nd down and 8 for the Falcons at their own 46-yard line. But, he's a load. Maybe he's not making all the tackles, but he's breaking the play down at the point of attack.
He's a factor in the plays, even though he might not be a factor in the statistics. You watch this game film, and he alters the game just with his presence on the field.
Good call, Coach.
I learned from the best sitting next to me. Single back again as they go under center, motion to the near side of the field. The timing of that play seemed to be off just a little bit, but the pass is complete, and that is going to be to Tyler Bailey. And the 1st down as the defense was caught just a little off guard. A Brighton ball with the tackle for the Garber Dukes, but that play really looked mistimed for the onset of the snap, and they came up with a nice pass protection.
Yeah, they did a nice job getting that quickie in right there, Jeff, from the right end, and got a big 1st down into Duke territory at the 36-yard line.
Stahl again, now up under center with a single back. Again, twins to the near side of the field. Quick flip to the outside and a nice successful play. As finally defensively, the tacklers led by Ben Davis. But when you see soft D from the corners, they're playing soft about 10 off. You run multiples to this side of the field, and you only have to take one blocker on, and you've got 6 or 7 yards before contact.
Well, that's an aggressive Garber defense, Jeff. They're getting upfield a little bit, so, that's how you just flip it out there. And a nice game, 1st and 10 for the Falcons at the Garber Duke 22-yard line.
Now, you remember their first series came flying down the field. This is about the spot on the field, maybe another 5-10 yards that things stalled out. So we'll see if the Garber Dukes can come up with another play. That ball carrier on the play went absolutely nowhere. Tyler Walters, he was swarmed under by the defensive interior, and we're going to go down to the end of the quarter as the end of the first quarter is upon us. And at the end of the first quarter, it's the Garber Dukes 8 and the Ogemaw Heights Falcons nothing. We'll be back for the second quarter right after this on BC TV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Back on BC TV, start of the second quarter, Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala. And Mike, the first part of the first quarter belonged to Ogemaw Heights. Again, we've talked about it 4 times in the first quarter, that well-placed timeout, calmed that team down, refocused them. And until this last little series, the rest of the quarter owned to the Dukes.
Yeah, the Dukes did a nice job after that timeout, Jeff. They just, they got off the Bluebird. They were just a little bit fired up. They were a little bit nervous energy, as we like to call it. Coach Quill and Coach Peterson saw that and said, we got to call a timeout. We're just going to talk to the kids. We're not going to talk about anything X and O. We're just saying, calm down. We're okay. Keep them out of the end zone. That's what they did. Got a tough situation here, Jeff. But, again, they're playing a lot better football since that well-placed timeout.
It's all assignment-based. Don't get too excited where you forget your assignment and your gap responsibility. Now out of the shotgun, Stahl has trips to that wide side. He's going to try the quarterback keeper. Again, forced back to the inside. Big, strong run. Breaks a couple of tackles and gets downfield before he is finally hit for the first time by number 28, Brent Peterson. But Stahl with another nice run, breaking a couple of tackles, going to move the sticks. It'll be just outside the 10-yard line. They're going to say the tip of the ball right on the 10. First and goal for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons.
Yeah, nice run by Stahl, Jeff, starting here in the second quarter. 11:53 to go in the first half. 8-0, Garber Dukes with the lead over the Ogemaw Heights Falcons.
We'll find out what type of gap responsibility the defense has got here. They're just going to be shooting gaps up in the middle. Stahl with a nice pass, zipped right through the hands, a little bit high and a little bit hot for number 11, Quentin Thompson. That ball's incomplete, but I'm going to tell you what, Stahl had a little bit of meat on that ball.
Well, Colson was right there, Jeff. Did a nice job just off the fingertips of the Falcon receiver. Second down and goal to go for the Falcons. And, Stahl's, I like the way he throws the football, and he runs hard. So nice job by that young man for the Falcons. Another great opportunity for the Duke defense right here, Jeff.
Well, Stahl had a good throw. Wishes he might have brought it down 6 or 8 inches, but you also look at Quentin Thompson at the same time saying, man, that thing whistled through my hands. I got to get that next one. So, again, they've got it set up for him to run just a little quickie in. Let's see if the defense can get out into that gap. As there was a little miscommunication through the timing of that playoff, and right away flying in to make the tackle amongst others was number 56 on that play, and oh my, that's somebody that we have not got the new number for. We're going to have to check on that.
That's Mike Dalzell, number 56 for the Garber Dukes, Jeff.
Beautiful.
And number 50 also was in there, Ozarchek. And Ozarchek and Dalzell have done a nice job tonight from those linebacker positions, filling the gaps, seeing the play, seeing the run, and doing a nice job putting the hat on somebody.
See, they got the numbers out of sequence here. They're all numerical, and then it goes to 64 and then back to 56.
Hey, this is our first game too, brother, so we'll be okay.
It's not our first rodeo.
No,
just our first game.
game.
Third down and goal from about the 11. Stahl back to pass. He's got time. He's going to turn it upfield. Good job of contained. Stahl's down to the 2-yard line, though. What a great job of finishing as he didn't get to the end zone. But I'm going to tell you what, that was 9 yards out of nothing as the Garber Duke defense got there late. And when Stahl squares his shoulders up, he's a big, strong kid.
He's a big fella, Jeff. He runs very hard. He put the pads down, lowered it. Now a big play right here for the Garber Dukes. 4th down and 2 for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. Need a big stand right here by the Garber Dukes.
If I'm Coach Pete, I'm selling out on the run, and I'm coming with 11. I am going to shoot every single gap with all 11, and if they pass the ball, then I'll tip my cap. As they've got it up now, short shotgun gap run into the end zone. It's an Ogemaw Heights Falcon touchdown. And Stahl did the job. We knew exactly what they wanted to do on that play, and he followed his 2 lead blockers off the right tackle and scampered into the end zone.
Well, he's a low, Jeff. He's going to be hard to bring down, and he got in there for the end zone. Looks like they're going to go for a 2-point conversion. 10:36 to go here in the first half. Garber Dukes 8, Falcons 6.
As that 10:36 mark, we've just started the second quarter. Ogemaw Heights with an answer to that Garber Duke touchdown, all important 2-point conversion coming up. Stall up under center again. They've got it packed in. 2 tight ends at a balanced line. Trying to go up the middle. That is number 30, the ball carrier, and he's going to come up short. Lasco, 2-point conversion is no good. Time on the field with 10:36 left in our first half. It's 8-6. Garber over Ogemaw Heights. We'll be back in a minute here on PCTV. AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested service. We provide many types of transportation services, from non-emergency medical, wheelchair accessible, school transport services, and shuttle services. Our company strives to provide exceptional service to our customers. Our services are tailored to each person or company's specific needs. For the last 10 years, we have pushed the mark higher and higher to give the best service possible. Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine. Back here on BCTV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala along with you. Something else that I don't know, Mike, that I've ever seen in week 1, the officials are wearing long sleeves tonight. And I'm not saying that that's bad or wrong. I just say that in the Bay Metro Association, that is almost taboo.
Well, it may be taboo, but I'll tell you what, she's a little bit brisk out here tonight. You said earlier, possibility in the high 30s in northern Michigan tonight, Jeff. And we're kind of up north here we're just outside of West Branch. So
that's close to a little frost on the pumpkin.
As the referee said, discretion's a better part of valor for tonight.
Well, that's one of the things they said. As Curtis Giddens set to kick off for Ogemaw Heights. He'll kick this one deeper than he did the first time. Puts that into a nice little flat area. Finally picked up at the 20-yard line. Really, the timing of the return thrown off as that's ball's returned by Jacob Denham. He gets up over the 25 to about the 27-yard line. Only got about 7 yards on that return. When you don't pick that ball up clean, really tough for the timing of your blocking to stay sustained.
Yeah, it's all set up on the timing, like you said, Jeff. They got to get in their lanes. They were going right, but really kind of a little bit of a delay on picking that thing up. But again, they come away with good field position. First and 10 for the Dukes from the Falcon 27-yard line.
And our line judge there, he better realize where the line of scrimmage is. Oh, yeah, he says, I'll scoot back down here around the 26-yard line. I thought we were on the 34 for some reason. First and 10 for the Garber Dukes. Motion coming to the near side of the field. On the quarterback keeper, it is Van Sumeren, and Van Sumeren picks up about 3 yards. Very good defense, because the first thing they went is low on him. You don't want to try and tackle him up around the shoulder pads.
He's a big fella. You're not going to be able to bring him down high, Jeff. You got to go low. But again, they're setting up the play on that little read option right there. He took it up the 5-hole right there and got about 3 yards. Good game for the Garber Dukes on the first play.
Boy, they're setting up the jet. You know that. They're coming with that jet sweep, the old student body left once they get it going, and going to try and see if they can turn the corner. You got to keep those defensive ends and tackles respecting the fact that you can run in the offensive gaps. Trying to come to the outside. Nice job. First down and more for the ball carrier, the Essexville Garber Dukes, and that is Manny Jopich as he turns the corner. And again, just that belly fake, series fake, was enough to hold the defensive lineman.
Well, and again, good vision by Jopich, Jeff, and good patience. He just waited for the right block, and he cut it upfield, didn't get too quick. Good patience by the runner, got the first down for the Garber Dukes just at the 42-yard line of the Falcons. And, we saw Manny on the basketball floor last winter, Jeff. Like the way that young man plays both basketball and football.
Well, patience and vision were the combo there, and he had both on that play. Van Sumeren, he's rolling to the wide side. Oh, he's going to turn this one upfield, and then he throws the ball downfield, and it's going to be picked off at the 40-yard line, back to the 45-yard line. Penalty flag is down on the play at the 47, and that came prior to Van Sumeren. He was very close to being over the line of scrimmage when he threw that ball as well, but that's not what that flag was for. And now we're talking right now of what's going on.
They're going to talk a little holding.
Boy, that thing came a couple of seconds after the snap before much of anything was going on. There's a long, lengthy discussion of what's happening here. We've got holding on the defense, nullifies the turnover. What they had to have had is off that wide receiver. With that head linesman there, somebody must have had the grip on a wide receiver, not allowing them to go downfield.
I think it was Denham. Denham was trying to get away from the defender, Jeff, and he held him, not allowing him to get up the field. It happened right in front of the referee, and it was an easy call, but a big break for the Garber Dukes.
Right in front of the head linesman, and the head linesman was all over that call. So they're going to move the sticks. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Garber Dukes, and that is with 9:35 left in the first half. Mark that time down, because that was a turnover that could have really changed the conjecture of this first half.
The conjecture?
Oh,
Did you look that up in the dictionary?
That's the function.
Did you look that up before you came up this week?
While I was driving up, the thesaurus was out, and we had to find a word.
Wow.
1st and 10, Garber. Trying to run to the inside. Nice run, cutting upfield for a gain of about 9 yards. He is the ball carrier, and that is Jopic again. As again, Van Sumeren just holds that thing for that split second. Makes the defense just freeze and look things over.
Well, the big fellow up front, Jeff, I saw it. Colquillard, number 51, had a great block for Jopic to get that first down. He stayed with it, didn't pancake him, just held him off a little bit to open up that hole. Colquillard with a nice block for the Garber Dukes.
You just need to seal him.
That's
you don't
all you
need to pancake him.
That's it, brother.
It's another 10-yard gain and a 1st and 10 for Garber Dukes. Van Sumeren back. He's going to roll to the wide side of the field. He flips that thing out. Another well-timed, well-controlled pass. And that is complete. Looks like number 28, Brent Peterson. Couldn't be any relation to Coach Pete.
Well, I think there might be a distinct possibility thereof.
If the young man's got red hair, I would say it's a 99.9. 8-yard gain. And again, Van Sumeren making great decisions and putting the ball where it needs to be for positive plays.
That was a good catch by Peterson right there to get that ball. A little bit low, but he did a nice job. Both hands on the rock.
Twins to both sides of the field trying to spread the defense out. Nice job by Jopic of making the first person miss. Gain of about 3 yards on the play, and it's going to be enough to move the sticks. Again, I have no idea why they're not stopping the clock here. As that should be a first down.
They always stop the clock, right?
Well, I mean, are they saying that it's a 3rd down? I think that thing is past the first down mark.
Well, no, they're going to stop the clock.
Coach Quill's over there going, hang on, folks. Unless, I've got one bad eye. This looks like this is at least worthy of a spot, and I got to believe they've got the first down. I don't think they got a great spot on that. I think he was actually past that point, and they're going to bring the chains in, and I think that they're going to have just a little bit of egg on thine face because this is a first down.
Well, and you know what? A nice job by Coach Quill to bring that up to the officials. Then he's going to bring his squad over and going to have a little chat with them. And while they're doing that, they'll set up a little play and get things going.
Well, they're going to bring the chains in from the side. And, again, I am going to be shocked if by at least half the football they don't have first down. I'll see if I'm 1-1 here.
I'm going to hold you to that.
As they bring that thing down. The first thing you do, 8 yards away, longest 5 away, you spot that thing down, you stretch the chains out, and you will find... my egg on the face.
Well, you're off by a football and a half.
Wow, I was off by a football because I said a half a football at least. And the chains are a little bit tied up right now, it looked like, so they had to get a kink out of them. And they are going to take them back over. But, boy, when you're calling for 3rd down and you are a football and a half, that's a half a yard, Mike.
Yeah, it is.
And the two people responsible for that, the head linesman has to know in his head, his job constantly is that first down marker's on the 28. And then you've got the line judge over here, the linesman that is going, oh, okay, I'm looking right at it. And if it's even close, you yell for the ball, the closest official to the ball, you spot that ball where you think it is, then you take a peek at where it's at. So Van Sumeren trying to turn the corner, gets to the outside. He'll square the shoulders up as he turns it upfield, down inside the 15-yard line. And number 13 from Ogemaw Heights better be a little careful there, Tyler Bailey, as he got a little Chevy out of bounds.
And I'll tell you what, give some kudos to the coaching staff just above us, Jeff, up here in the press box. They probably said to Coach Quill, hey, I think that's a first down. Get that thing measured. So that's what some of the coaches are supposed to do up there. Look for the field position where the ball is.
Well, I think they were tuned into BCTV and they said, hey, wait a minute. If Jeff Doan and Mike was down, I think that's a first.
Yeah.
We better check this out.
Well, somebody's finally listening to us.
Huh? First and 10 for the Garber Dukes again, as they've got a nice drive trying to answer the Ogemaw Heights Falcon touchdown. Yapich tries to get to the outside. Really nice defense that time by 22, and that's Danny Ritz.
Danny putting on the Ritz.
Oh, he had a nice job again.
Yeah.
The technique tackling for Ogemaw Heights is
good.
Low and solid.
Yep, they're going after it low, Jeff. Hard to bring down a guy like Japich. He's a big kid, too. You got to get him down below the knees. A little bit of a gain on the play. 2nd down and 9 for the Dukes at the Ogemaw Heights Falcons 13-yard line.
All right, with 6:58 left in the first half, it's going to be a Garber Duke timeout. We'll take a break and be back after this on BC TV.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Take a peek at the Garber Dukes in their sideline huddle. We're over here trying to prognosticate. We're trying to get inside the head of Coach Quill. We know our success rate at getting inside the heads of coaches has not always been great, but we're looking for a little wrinkle out of this timeout, something that they've been setting up for the whole first half.
So you're thinking he's going to go deep into the playbook or about halfway through this in the first game of the year?
2 turds.
2 turds? All right, I can live with that.
I think that I'm looking for some type of a counteraction. Okay. So we'll see what happens here as Van Sumeren comes out of the timeout with a 2nd down and 8-yard to go situation. And they run that thing to Japich right up the middle, and Japich goes to the line of scrimmage, and that is all that he's able to get. Number 67 defensively, big old Sammy Briggs comes up with the pigskin too, and they had already blown that ball dead. So it will be 3rd down and 9. Now sitting where they're at right now, Van Sumeren on a run-pass option to the outside. Looks like what they're going to try and do, and Denham is over there on that side of the field, and he seems to be one of the favored targets.
Yeah, I think Van Sumeren really likes him, Jeff. They got to spread out a little bit, and Van Sumeren back there with one back.
With a skinny post is open.
Yeah, it is.
And it looks like Garber is going to call that timeout. No, Ogemaw Heights called that timeout. So they waited until just before the ball was snapped. They had the offensive look for the Garber Dukes. So we're going to keep it right here, Mark. We're going to try and get inside the head coaches, because now Ogemaw Heights is going to come over and say, this is what they want to do. This is how we're going to defend it.
But
not so fast?
Not so fast, my friend. Coach Quill's going to say the reason they called that timeout is what they saw. Now, there's 2 options here. Go with a different look or come back with the same look. So the chess match is going on right now. So is Coach Quill going to come up with the same look on that offensive play? Is he going to change it up? Is it going to be a pass instead of a run? Is it going to be an option? Or is Denham going to be in there? So there's a little chess match going on between Coach Kangas and Coach Quill right now.
Oh, you got to love the game of chess. And I think what you do, and this is much like in basketball, late in the game, keep possession, you see how they're going to come out, you counteract it, but as a coach, you're also going, okay, this is what they think I'm going to do, and so this is the wrinkle that I'm going to try and add to it. It's nice when you've got somebody like Van Sumeren that's extremely intelligent and very athletically talented running your offense.
What he can't do here, I'm sorry, Jeff, what he can't do here is turn it over right now. You live for another day because it's 4-down territory.
They came with twins to both sides. Van Sumeren rolls to the outside. He's got Denham. Denham is right about a half a yard short of that 1st down marker.
I think he dropped it, Jeff.
No, he must have dropped the ball. Okay, I was going to say they didn't do a very good job of spotting that, but And right down where they're at right now, they're almost forced to be going for it here from the 14-yard line. But, boy, I'll tell you, Van Sumeren put that in a very catchable position.
Well, Denham ran a great route right there, Jeff, and he put it to the outside, and he just went through his fingertips a little bit. But I like the play call, roll it out, nice, easy call. And if he doesn't throw it, he can also run the football.
So they're going to go with twins to the wide side. And they've got an extra back in there, so they're probably rolling to the white side. Yapich is there as they try and shuck it away, and I'll tell you what, the defense just came very important. The defensive backs were superb in not giving any open space to the wide receivers.
Yeah, did a nice job on the coverage right there, Jeff, and then everybody stayed in their lanes. He didn't let Van Sumeren get outside. Big stand right there for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons with 6:02 to go in the first half, down 8-6.
Boy, and I'll tell you, sometime you run that little sprint draw to the outside and you flip it to a wide receiver coming on a little naked reverse the other way, and you get the whole flow going to the grain, and that's a nice one against the grain.
Well, that's in the playbook, too, so you might see that later in the game,
That's
Jeff.
closer to the back page.
Yeah, that's probably page 200 of 205.
In that 98th percentile. Stall up to the line of scrimmage. He's up under center this time. Single back, double wing. Trying to come to the near side of the field, and I'm going to tell you what, great job of following two lead blockers for number 7, Tyler Walters. He comes behind two people, and then he reads those blocks, cuts to the inside or outside based on where that seal is. Beautiful job getting out to the 28-yard line. So that was a 14-yard gain and a first down.
Hunter Breidenbaugh on the tackle for the Essexville Garber Dukes. Jeff, nice game by the Falcons. 1st and 10 for the Falcons at their own 33-yard line.
5:45 and counting left in our first half of play. 8-6, the Garber Dukes on top over the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. Glad to have you along here on BC TV on our Kickoff Classic 2017. Stall on a 1st and 10, up under center for Ogemaw Heights.
Oh.
5-man front defensively. Stall bumps into somebody, has a lot of time to throw the football. Underthrown and picked off by the Garber Dukes to the near side of the field, and an extra hit. There's got to be an extra 15 there for that late hit out of bounds. No extra hit, and that could have very easily been. But I'll tell you what, great job by the Peterson, it looked like.
No, Davis.
Davis got it.
Ben Davis, number 40, Jeff, really read that well right there, reading the quarterback's eyes, and he placed it right where Ben was, and a big interception with 5:20 to go in the first half for the Garber Dukes. 1st and 10 for the Dukes at the Falcon 32-yard line.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Ogemaw Heights, very, very fortunate they didn't get an extra 15 tacked on to the end of that. He was hit out of bounds, and then he was hit again after he was out of bounds. The official had a good look at it, must have had good reason for thinking that it was within the rights. Twins to the near side, twins to the far side. Out of the shotgun with a new quarterback, Van Sumeren, the running back. And the quarterback keeper tries to cut to the outside, back across the grain. Look at that, making 3 and 4 people miss. What a great run by number 10 that time, Breidenbaugh.
New look for the Dukes right there, Jeff. New quarterback, Van Sumeren, the lone setback, and a nice game by number 10, Breidenbaugh. Got about 4 yards, 2nd down and 6 for the Dukes. I like it.
It looks like Rock Denham's going to go off of the field, or Jake Denham. Rock's the father of. It's all in the family.
It's a family affair.
Rock will hear that and he'll have a smile on his face. But it's another wonderful 3-yard gain, and it doesn't sound like much, but really at 3 to 4 yards, Mike opens your playbook a lot on 2nd down.
That's the goal. 3 yards on every play, Jeff.
You'll never give up the ball until you hit the end zone if you get 3 on every play. Coming to the near side of the field, look at the defensive pressure. They blitzed from both corners, and number 55 gets there, Yuri Getzinger. And I'll tell you what,
he's had a nice game.
Breidenbaugh had no idea he was coming. He took one step to cut up field to get away from the pursuit here on the near side, and Breidenbaugh came untouched from the backside.
Yeah, Getzinger did a nice job of coming from the backside, Jeff, and you're right, Breidenbaugh never saw him, so a big loss, 3rd down and 14 for the Garber Dukes.
They're going to go twins to the near side and twins to the far side again. Got to throw to this side of the field because the safety help is away. And wide open receiver, and Reinke, that ball was thrown behind him. And that's one that Bryden Ball wants back because they had the seam route. Safety showed look on the far side of the field, rolled this way at the snap to try and confuse the offense, and that affected the throw for Bryden Ball because he was trying to throw that away from the rotation of the safety.
I think the Dukes are going to punt this away, Jeff. Van Summeren's going to come in, punt this away, put the Ogemaw Heights Falcons in no, they're going to go for it. Looks like they're going to go for it.
Don't be surprised if they try a little quick kick.
Well, Van Summeren's now going to go back. Looks like he's going to punt.
There's the kind of kick they're looking for, and that still didn't roll over like they wanted it to. But that'll go down and drop dead at about the 13-yard line. So really only a 22-yard kick once again, but still kicking Ogemaw Heights deep in their own end. 3:37 left in our first half of play. Garber Dukes holding on to the 8-6 lead. Mike, I really expected before the ball game that there would be a little bit more offense, maybe on both sides for both teams.
Well, I thought so too, Jeff. But again, we're the first game of the year. Kids are kind of feeling their way through. Both of them got those jitters over. But again, a couple turnovers and things like that. So that's why we got such a close football game tonight.
And we'll find out Stahl again. He's been up under center for a lot of the second quarter. They try a little reverse action to the near side of the field. Gets Garber flowing, but a nice open field tackle by Ben Davis. And the gain on the play of about 6 yards will get them out to close to the 20-yard line.
Ben's had a nice game defensively tonight, Jeff. He had an interception earlier.
Playing that safety position back there.
Yep.
Safety position is great because you just sit back there in the center field and you see everything and you just keep it in front of you.
And you read the quarterback's eyes because wherever he's going to throw it is where his eyes are going.
So they spread things out now. He's again under center, but he's got twins to the near side and twins to the far side. 4-3 defense. Stahl trying to come upfield. Got a hold on the offense. They'll get as Stahl gets up to about the 36-yard line. It's either going to be on, if the umpire's throwing the ball, who's the penalty on?
It's going to be either the center or the two guards.
Ooh, coach! That is a thing of beauty. That is the responsibility of the umpire, the center, and the two guards. Mid-season form in week 1. Brother, I continue to be impressed by your efforts.
Guess what? I continue to be impressed that I know stuff too, brother. I've learned well from the best.
Grasshopper, I tell you, you have done well. And the thing is, it's really double tough about this penalty. It's a spot foul.
It's a spot foul, and it's going to go back 10 yards. And they had a first down, Jeff, but a big holding penalty against the Falcons.
And then our umpire lost track of where he needed to go. Stop, turn, head to look to the line judge. Well, why do you look to the line judge? The line judge mirrors every single penalty to double sure that you've got the right yardage out, and if it's not, the line judge has got one less thing on his mind. All he's got to do is count 10 from the spot of the foul. And so normally you look to him for confirmation. We got the double fingers up in the air, double sticks right now, kick to the outside, trying to move that ball forward, and looked like we saw another hanky up in the air back at around the 8-9 yard line.
Yeah, that came late in the play, Jeff. Just before the tackle and the stop of the clock, that flag came out, so something was going on the backside of the play.
Garwick with the tackle. Ooh, we're going to have a chop block. All right, now you got to think about this. It's either going to be third down and they exited the spot, so they have to take it. Now, why are they standing back there? The umpire's got to move forward. And where are they going to go from the 14?
Half the distance to the goal
7-yard line. I'm going to tell you what, you could wear the white hat, Coach. I'm going to tell you.
No thanks. I'm happy right
They're
where I'm
going
at.
down on a chop block from the 14
to the 4. Good break for the Garber Dukes.
Were they
Jeff.
on the 12? Did I look at it wrong? And Needless to say, it's second down and about 16. Stahl trying to go up the middle, and he is swarmed at the line of scrimmage. Look at the powder blue helmets at the football. Up out of the bottom of that stack comes number 50 for the Essexville Garber Dukes, Sarzak, and he made a nice tackle. Now it's third down and about 16 yards to go.
Well, you make a stop here, Jeff. Coach Quill's got one timeout left here in the first half. You might want to use that and stop the clock and get yourself some good field position if they have to punt the football.
Depending on how this play goes, that would be great, because otherwise they're going to run 23 seconds off before they kick it after this play is done. Offensively, they're going to look. We look back here to the back judge. When he'll raise his hand in the air, then it'll be down to 10 seconds. Boy, not even to 10 seconds yet, just now to 10. So Stahl's going to look things over. He's going back. Nice little drop. He's throwing that ball downfield. Just overthrown through the fingertips of the wide receiver, and he wants that one back.
Well, the coaching staff right now, Jeff, is really out there encouraging number 11, Clinton Thompson. The coaching staff said, hey, you know what? That's okay. We'll get it back the next time. Forget about that play. It was a great opportunity. We didn't get this time. We're going to have to punt the ball away. I like that by those coaches.
Well, great positive reinforcement by the coaches, but with $1:33 left, with that pass being incomplete, the clock is stopped, and the Garber Dukes save their timeout, and they should get the ball on the Ogemaw Heights side of the 50. So that's a risk reward. If he catches that, he's got 6.
Yep.
He was gone. He was behind the defense. So there's a little kick out. And that thing is going to take a couple of hops. Going to be picked up at the 47-yard line, trying to get to the outside. Can he turn the corner? And just getting there, very nearly horse collaring, but he pulled them down at about the 42-yard line. So it's going to be good field position for the Garber Dukes, as they'll have $1:32 left in the half and one timeout.
Well, Tyler Bailey, nice tackle right there for the Falcons, Jeff. And you're right, he almost got the horse collar, but Dukes come away with good field position. First and 10 for the Dukes at the Falcon 35. We got $1:32 to go in the first half. I can't tell if it's a 32 or a 22. 22. $1:22 to go in the first half.
And now as they get up to the line of scrimmage, the Essexville Garber Dukes are going to have about 35 yards away. Van Sumeren with the hole, cuts to the outside, tries to shuck one, gets down to the 30-yard line. Garber's got to get back up in their huddle in a hurry, and they're just taking life easy right now with $1:10 left. They got to have a little sense of urgency right now.
Curtis Giddens, he's going to call a timeout right now, I think, Jeff. No, he's going to go with another play.
Run a play.
Yeah, I thought he was going to call a timeout.
Number 20, the ball carrier.
So they really go no huddle. They just get the word from Coach Quill on the sideline, and they're up to the line of scrimmage to run another play. Second down at 5 yards to go. Van Sumeren gets hit behind the line of scrimmage, and now Coach Quill is going to call a timeout with 42.9 ticks left. Loss of a couple of yards on the play. It's going to be third down and 7 yards to go. We'll take a quick break and be back after this on BC TV.
Ow, ow, ouch! My hip, my knee, my joints feel out of whack. Ow, ow, oh my, the pain, I can't take it anymore.
Back here on BC TV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you, Jared and Natalie Doan upstairs, double duoing on the camera as producer, director Nick Page. He is just orchestrating the magistry here in this first game, as we have got a big third down and 7 yard to go situation for the Garber Dukes.
All three of those guys behind the scenes look like they're in mid-season form also. Jeff doing a great job on that camera. Nick doing a nice job. Nick got up here to Ogemaw Heights early this afternoon, set it up. We walked in. We were ready to rock. Good job, Nick.
John Studley, the athletic director, had things opened up for him. He got everything tested, and we're ready to go. Twins to the near side, twins to the far side, and we have got a penalty, and that's going to be on one of the three interior linemen again. Somebody moved. False start. usually what you've got is you'll have the centers just maybe simulating the snap or moving the ball just a little bit, twitching it, trying to get the defense to go off. But when you got a Hawkeye back there at the umpire position, they don't usually miss that stuff. But that's a valuable 5 yards of real estate right now on third down.
Yep, puts them back. It's going to make it 3rd down and 12 for the Dukes at the Ogemaw Falcons 36, 37-yard line.
Well, they're running twins to both sides, so I think they're going to be throwing to the right side as they look away and they throw that ball deep down the field, and that is overthrown, intended on the play. It looked like for Peterson. Van Sumeren out there.
Yep, Van Sumeren was out there. Different look, Jeff. First time he's been out there as a wideout, but you know, you look at number 10, Breidenbach, a young man's got a nice arm, threw that ball a long ways, stops the clock, 4th down and 12 to go for the Dukes.
Well, and you got to be careful if you're doing one of those Australian-style kicks here, because the last thing you want is to somebody to come up and get a piece on it, because then you've got Brown running towards the ball and White running against it. So Van Sumeren's got to make certain that he gets this kick off. And he does. He just goes right straight for the kick, and he doesn't get a lot of distance out of it. And that takes a big roll for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. And that is going to end up only being about an 8-yard kick.
Yeah, Jeff, a little bit different style kicking this time. Went to traditional style. Kicked it straight up in the air and rolled good field position for the Falcons. 29.2 ticks to go in the first half. Garber Dukes 8, Ogemaw Heights Falcons 6.
Well, Coach Peterson's already got his defense set up. He's got a back wall of 4 that's already starting before the snap, about 15 to 17 yards off the ball.
Got to keep the brown shirts in front of you if you're one of the DBs for the Garber Dukes.
You need to get just enough pressure on the quarterback that Stahl doesn't have all day to run around back there. As they run trips to the near side, and they're going to try and get a controlled run and then out of bounds. That is another great play by Walters. Ty Walters has had a lot of catches in this first half.
Yeah, nice job by Gorski coming up to make the tackle, Jeff. Out of bounds, stops the clocks for the Falcons. Gain of 5 on the play. 2nd down and 5 for the Falcons at their own 34.5-yard line.
If they're running trips and you're giving up 5 yards per play with 23 ticks left in the half, have at it.
I'm happy. Keep doing it.
And so what they're going to maybe try and do is set up trips to one side and then try and go back against the grain.
Stahl had that nice pass, Jeff. It got called back from the holding penalty. So he's got an arm, so he can swing it out there.
They're running twins right now. 3-man line. Van Sumeren looking like he's coming on a little visit. Trying to get on the backside. That ball is overthrown and out of bounds. Nice job by Stahl. And I'm going to guarantee what happened. He saw Van Sumeren coming on that backside, and he was hoping but not certain that Van Sumeren got picked up. He didn't see much there. He got rid of that ball quick.
And a nice job. Throw it out of bounds and live for another day, Jeff. Make it 3rd down and 5 to go. 18.5 ticks to go here in the first half.
Again, another play where Van Sumeren is a factor in the play without having to make a tackle.
Well, and they know where he is. The word's out on the young man. He's a good football player, and they're going to know every time where he's at. Now he's on the right defensive end for the Dukes.
And he's going to stay in the flat. Now he's just on contain. Nice job by the defense. Does not allow that first down. And I think they're going to run the clock out. I don't think they're going to do anything more with 8 seconds left. They are going to just let it go on 4th down. They don't want to make a mistake. And that is the end of our first half of play. With the score, the Essexville Garber Dukes 8 and the Ogemaw Heights Falcons 6. We'll take a timeout and we'll come back with the Plum Harris Insurance Halftime Show here on BCTV.
My name is Tom Izzo, the men's basketball coach at MSU. The threat of school violence is something that affects everyone and needs to be taken seriously. Okay to Say is a confidential way you can report anything that threatens your safety or the safety of others. If you see or hear something that doesn't seem right, submit a tip to OK to Say. You can call, text, email, go online, or use the OK to Say app. You could be the one person who helps to prevent a tragedy.
Back here at the half of our Kickoff Classic 2017, our Plum Harris Insurance Halftime Show. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala. Mike, the game started off 3 and out for Garber. Ogemaw Heights traveling down the field. We've talked about it many times, but that key timeout first half and the first quarter really settled this Garber team down.
Yeah, both teams started out a little bit slow, Jeff. They had those first game jitters. They just didn't play very well. But again, we've said it many, many times, that key timeout by Coach Quill and his staff to get that team settled down. You know, there wasn't a lot of X and O going on in that timeout. At least I don't think there was. I think they said, guys, just settle down. You're doing okay. You know, let's put this thing together. And they go 90 yards for a touchdown for their first 8 points in the first quarter.
Offensively, both teams in spurts looked really good. For the most part, though, the defenses on both sides of the ball came up with big plays when they needed to.
Yeah, defense is pretty solid for both squads for the first game, Jeff. They were pretty fundamentally sound. They're doing a nice job putting a hat on people. Couple turnovers, a big interception by the Garber Dukes by Davis. Turned that around a little bit. But I think overall, both coaches got to be happy with the performance of their kids for the first game of the year. I really think it was just, you got to work some kinks out this early in the year, and I think they're going to do that here in a little bit in the second half.
And I think both teams played pretty much mistake-free football. Didn't see a lot of jumping on the offensive lines and stuff, so that has got to be something that's encouraging to both coaching staffs.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of flags. We had a little bit right there in the first half where a couple came out, Jeff, but I think it's been a pretty clean football game. The kids are playing hard. They're putting hats on each other. It's been a good football game. We talked about maybe not as much scoring as we thought there was going to be, but two pretty evenly matched football teams. Make a few adjustments in the second half, but I don't see a lot of things going to be adjusted. Just some little things possibly.
I think maybe Garber Dukes may do a little bit more to try and open up the offense to try and see if they can get Jopic and stuff and Van Sumeren a little bit more running room.
Yeah, I think Van Sumeren had some nice runs, Jeff. Get him open, get Jopic open, and I like him rolling out Van Sumeren, throwing to Denham, and if he wants to keep it, he can keep it and run it up. So I like the offense by the Garber Dukes. I think they've got a nice combination with Van Sumeren and Denham.
Garber will be kicking off to start the second half. A chance to flip the field. If you can get Ogemaw Heights into a 3-and-out or a turnover, then you're going to have a chance to come down, and that all-important 2-point conversion remains the difference in this ball game.
Yeah, and that was a big stop by the Garber Dukes, keeping them out of the end zone for that 2-point conversion. I think I like what Garber's doing. I think you're going to see a little bit more of that run out from Van Sumeren to Denham. I like the way Jopic runs, and I also got to give some love to the offensive line of Garber. I think they've done a nice, solid job for the Dukes, getting them some running room. I think they're going to open it up just a little bit in this half, and that might be the adjustment for the Dukes.
Well, it's going to be a great second half. Can't wait for it to happen. We'll be back right after this.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this. The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Back here moments before the start of the second half. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you. Jared and Natalie Doan upstairs, tag teaming on the cameras. And we have got Nick Page. He is the maestro here making it all happen. And Mike, a great first half of football. Very evenly played by these two teams. Going to be interesting to see how the halftime adjustments play out for both squads.
Yeah, I think they're going to make some adjustments, Jeff. I don't think they're going to make big adjustments. They'll be subtle, but I think both coaches were happy the way the first half was played for the first game of the year. It was pretty much mistake-free. Couple penalties here and there, couple turnovers. But overall, I think both teams played well for game number 1 in 2017 football season.
Reinke set to kick off for the Garber Dukes. There's going to be a high end-over-end kick that'll be taken on the 16-yard line. Trying to come up the middle.
Number number 11.
It looks like Quentin Thompson on that return for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. Pretty good field position. They'll be up over the 30 to about the 33-yard line. At that point, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons, and they'll get the first look in the second half on offense.
Yeah, very good field position, Jeff. Coming onto the field for the Falcons, Colin Stahl had a very nice first half for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons, just underway here, 11:55 to go.
Very important for the bookends on the defensive ends for the Essexville Garber Dukes here to have contained in that second half. Stahl back with a 3-step drop. He throws into a seam to number 11, Quentin Thompson. Had his hands on the ball again. Couldn't get there. And I'll tell you what, that is how you keep the rush defensive ends from penetrating too quick. Because if they even take one step in the backfield, that passing lane that Thompson was open, he just missed him.
Well, Chase Hoisington was right there, Jeff, and he spread those. That wingspan of Chase is pretty good size, so he spread his arms out. Tough pass right there. 2nd down and 10 for the Falcons, just underway here in the second half.
We'll find out now from the 33-yard line what they're able to do, what their bag of tricks is up to here in the third quarter. Looks like there's a blitz coming from the Garber Dukes and exactly shooting the gap between center and right guard. Was just an incredible job defensively.
Yeah, number 56, Del Zell came in there. Jeff did a nice job filling the gap, shooting the gap. Another 3rd down and long for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. Boy, they went way back. They got to go all the way out to the 43-yard line to get a first down, and they're at their own 16-yard line.
Wrinkle that Coach Peterson and Quill worked on at the half. They hadn't been shooting that gap. People probably upstairs said, hey, you know, they're favoring the double here.
Yep.
There's a gap open, and he wasn't even touched on his way. Stahl turned around, and he had Delzell in his face.
Delzell's had a nice game tonight from that linebacker position, Jeff.
3rd down and about 15 yards to go. Stahl back to pass. Here comes another blitz. Going to push him off of his back foot. Throwing the ball. It's intercepted by the Garber Dukes at midfield. And that is going to be number 40 on that interception, Ben Davis. And again, Stahl was going backpedaling because of the pressure coming from the defense.
Well, when you're backpedaling, you can't put any juice on the ball, Jeff, so you kind of lob it up there. And Davis, with his 2nd interception of the night, did a very nice job sniffing that one out. Interception, good field position for the Garber Dukes at the Ogemaw Falcon 44-yard line.
He might be looking for a little golden helmet recognition this week. A couple of picks in this first ball game of the year. A lot of guys don't get 2 picks for the year, and he's got 2 in the first half plus a minute.
Hey, young man's got a nose for the football from that safety position, Jeff. Done a nice job tonight.
All right, Garber gets offensively set up. The wide receivers here were a little bit off kilter and trying to run up the middle for a modest gain on the play of a couple of yards is Van Sumeren.
Good open field tackle, just tripped up Van Sumeren before he picked up about a yard for the Garber Dukes, Jeff. And a nice job by Van Sumeren, just tripped up a little bit. That's okay, keep doing what you're doing. I like Coach Quill. He's staying with his game plan and not deviating a lot, not worrying about what's going on.
Twins to this near side, single to the wide side, looks like Denham. As back to pass again, looking for a little seam. Speed, can he turn the corner? Van Sumeren puts the shoulder down, and he picks up about 5 yards as he is down to the 37-yard line. Nice to see him finish that play with the shoulder pads going forward.
Well, you know, and he's a big kid, Jeff, and he puts the pads down, and he runs over people, and you can see a little bit of that adjustment. They're going to ride Van Sumeren a little bit. Timeout on the field right now.
Officials timeout. They got a player coming off the field. So now they should be able to resume activity. As Coach Quill is out on the field right now. Just gets that play into Van Sumeren, almost 2-down territory.
Yeah.
21-13 here in the third quarter. Bay City Central with an early second half score and a huge game in Elmer Engel Stadium with the Frankenmuth Eagles. Van Sumeren banging forward. He is close to that first down marker. He's going to be about a half a yard short. That's going to bring up a 4th and 1 yard to go situation. But again, squares the shoulders up, hits that line of scrimmage, and moves the pile back another yard.
Yeah, and I think you see the adjustment, Jeff. That's the 3rd time he's carried the ball. Coach Quill says, you know, let's ride the big fella a little bit and to see what's going to happen when he's going to carry the mail. And he's doing a nice job. 4th down and short for the Dukes. right about the 35-yard line of the Ogemaw Heights Falcons.
And what do you do by running Van Sumeren and Van Sumeren? You're setting up the defense for something big happening. Not sure it'll happen here. Van Sumeren just plows forward, picks up the first down and more. Look at the drive at the end. 4 yards extra by keeping those legs moving, pushing it backwards, bringing 3 tacklers along with him. Initially hit by number 67, Big Sammy Briggs. I'll tell you, Van Sumeren finished that play with authority.
Well, that man's on a mission, Jeff Van Sumeren is. He's getting good blocking up front at the point of attack. You know, not much fancy going on right now. It's head on, inside and through. They're just going right at the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. Find somebody with a different helmet, and we'll separate the men from the boys.
Well, they just stacked it in offensively there. They weren't going to make anything strange happen. They were just getting off the football, and it was sled blocking, and they made it happen. First and 10 for the Garber Dukes. Here's Van Sumeren with a handoff to Yapich. He's got a little seam as well. Picking up 9 yards on the play, maybe close to another first down. As, it's funny because the headlinesman says first down. The line judge cruising along that's got a better look at the sticks won't cut that clock down. So now the headlinesman waved his arms saying that it was a first down. And, wow, that's something different.
Yep.
And so they want that clock to start. And the first down goes by Japich again as he gets down inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line. And, you know, you talk about first game for the teams, first game for the coaches, first game for the officials this year, too. So you can't expect perfection out there. You know, we sometimes can be a little critical of things, but, you know, they're just trying to feel their way through as well.
You know, they may have had a scrimmage under their belt, Jeff, but this is probably their first varsity game of the year, and they're doing okay. But what I like about Manny Japich is running hard also here in the second half, doing a nice job. Big first down for the Garber Dukes.
Well, they're going to the horses on the team, the two of them together. As Van Sumeren bangs forward for a modest gain, just got back to the line of scrimmage. And again, that in and out of Japich's hands, just trying to seal off that defensive end to keep him respecting that option play. So the belly series for about a yard on the play, second down and 9. But they've got a chunk of this third quarter clock. We got 8.5 minutes left in the third. 8-6 our score. Garber on top and on the move. At what point does Van Sumeren put this thing in the air?
Well, the only one that knows that is on the other sideline, Jeff, right across from us.
Coach Quill himself knows what's up. It is second down and 9. He's back. He's going to roll to the wide side of the field. He throws that ball out. Very nice move by Denham. And Jacob Denham gets inside down near the goal line. And they're going to say that he is out of bounds at the 2. And now this official on the far side says it is a Garber Duke touchdown. Boy, I'll tell you what, I could not see that happening over in the corner.
He had him up early, but I'm not sure he was sure, but he had him up early, Jeff. He called it early, but it didn't look like he made it. But you know what? If you're an Essexville Garber Duke fan, that's a touchdown, and we're going to take it.
How about after the catch, Denham with a great spin move, put that right foot down and just spun on it, curled to the inside, got away from the defender, and just bullied his way into the end zone. 2-point conversion here for the Essexville Garber Dukes. Motion to the near side of the field. Van Sumeren with the fake gets down near the goal line. He's in. The 2-point conversion is good. Time out of the field with 7:55 left in our third quarter of play. 16-6. The Essexville Garber Dukes on top over the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. We'll be back in just a minute here on BCTV.
Where did this rash come from?
Hold on, let me see. Could be bed bugs.
Oh. Mom, Grant says I have bed bugs.
Let's see what the doctor says.
Introducing Covenant Virtual Care. Real-time video doctor visits, e-prescriptions, and follow-up. Now extraordinary care comes to you.
See, it's just poison ivy. Smart advanced.
Learn more at covenantvirtualcare.com.
Back here on BCTV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala along with you. Great drive and a great statement by the Garber Dukes here to start the third quarter. Kick taken on the 20-yard line, up over the 30 to the 35. Finally hit by number 50, Osarzak. who's been called quite a bit tonight. That's all the way out, though, to the 38-yard line. 1st and 10, Ogemaw Heights.
Yeah, he's done a nice job tonight, Jeff, but you can see the adjustment on offense that Coach Quill made here in the second half. Giddy up, as they like to say, and Van Sumeren, Jopic, and Denham. Really nice combination on that drive. Nice pass, a lot of rush yards.
Boy, I'll tell you, Denham with that move, when his spin move, when he caught that ball, just then fought his way into the end zone. Great finish to a nice drive, 16-6. Both 2-point conversions, good by Garber. Stahl hands that ball off. Modest gain up the middle for a couple of yards. And look at the number of white shirts that are at the point of attack.
Every white shirt or blue helmet was within 5 yards of that football, Jeff. Coach Peterson said at halftime, come on, fellas, we got to get everybody, every blue hat to the football. That's what they're doing. And they look really inspired here in the second half. It was a great halftime adjustment by Coach Peterson on defense and Coach Quill on offense.
Zach Baskett with the first hat on the football. Modest gain of a couple of yards on the play. 2nd down at 8 yards to go. As Stahl with a 3-step drop, overthrown. And I want to tell you what, you could alligator arms on that, because number 40, Ben Davis, was coming up from the safety, and he was ready to lay the wood on that wide receiver, and he knew the safety was coming.
He heard Davis coming, and he said, well, you know what, discretion again is the better part of valor. I'm just going to let that one go, and I'm going to live for another down. 3rd down and long for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. He had a nice game tonight.
He missed the pass but saved the rib cage. 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Stahl again up under center with a single back and a double wing. Wide receiver here to the near side of the field. Stahl back to pass. He's got company coming, trying to throw that ball on the outside, and that pass is caught at midfield by number 11, Quentin Thompson. He picked that thing right up off the turf. What great concentration.
Well, put the palms up, hands down on the grass, Jeff, and he really scooped that up. What a nice catch and a good throw by Stahl. That is a big first down for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons, just inside the 50-yard line. They're in Duke territory. We're going to call it the 49 and a hook.
Garber came with the blitz, and it was picked up by the offensive line. Allowed Stahl to roll to this side with time to find a receiver and complete the pass.
Good job by the big fellas for Ogemaw Heights.
1st and 10, Ogemaw Heights now out of the shotgun for Stahl. A lot of times running formation, and it is indeed. He gets about 2-3 yards, and
man, he's a load.
Lot of white hats or white shirts to the football with the blue hat. And he's going to pick up about 3 yards on the play, maybe close to 4, depending on how they spot that football down. But when he's out of the shotgun, he's more of a run threat than he is a passing threat to me.
Well, and you know what? I'm going to take my hat off to Coach Kangas. He's throwing a nice game offensively tonight. He's sticking to his game plan and like what he's doing. Both coaches on the offense and defense on both sides have a great game plan tonight.
Indeed they have. Look at the trips now. A lot of times out of this trips, they're just going to run that quick little flanker screen as they're trying to come with one, and that one is overthrown. And I'll tell you what, the blitz was coming again for Garber. Stahl got a little bit of the happy feet because he didn't know if the offensive line could rotate and pick him up, forced that throw early, but that formation all game long with trips has gone to the flanker screen.
And it's been pretty successful, Jeff. Every time they completed that pass, that one was touch high. 3rd down and 6 for the Falcons. We got 6:09 to go in the 3rd quarter. Garber 16, Falcons 6.
They're going to have a big 3rd down play here, and unless they get 3 or 4, they're probably going to be forced to punt trying to get Garber deep in their own end. Stahl up under center. 3-step drop. He's going to throw that thing to the outside. Whoa. And I'll tell you what, the thing that made that play work is Jopic out there defensively, dropped right into the gap that pass was supposed to go. Stahl turned, saw it, had to throw that ball away because he knew he didn't have time to look for number 2 option.
And if Jopic would have intercepted that, there was nothing but green real estate in front of him, Jeff. He would have taken it all the way. It's going to be 4th down and long for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. They are going to go for it, looks like.
When you call that play, you hope and assume that Jopic is coming on the blitz, opening up that spot on the field.
Yep. And that defense, he kind of sagged back and kind of played like a little linebacker out there from his defensive
They're
end
going to try and see if they can draw somebody up. Nope, Stahl back. They're going to try and make something happen out of this. Stahl's going to run. Penalty flag down, short of the first down. This is going to be a hold offensively, and it will be declined.
Yeah, that's it was right in front of the referee, Jeff. That was an easy call for the referee, no doubt about it. Actually it looked like they dragged the Poyer down, so it's going to be holding against the Ogemaw Heights Falcons.
Declined, declined, because it'll be 1st and 10 for the Garber Dukes.
Yep.
So great opportunity for the defense to step up, and they did.
Yep, they did. Big break for Garber. They're going to get good field position. It's going to be right at about the 50-yard line for the – no, I'm sorry. It's going to be a little bit farther in.
Yep, at the 41. Stahl actually got 4 yards out of that.
Yeah, he did.
Again, that would have been a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the infraction, which would have made it about a 12 or 13-yard penalty.
Yep.
Had he gotten the first down, it would have been back.
Yep, my mistake. They spot the ball at the 41. Here come the Garber Dukes. 5:59 to go in the third quarter. They're up 10, 16-6.
Van Sumeren back in that shotgun. Split backs in the backfield. Japic to the outside, gets a nice little block, cuts the corner. He's at the 40, the 35, the 30, pushed out of bounds somewhere down around the 30-yard line. And I'm going to tell you what, Van Sumeren again just put that in the belly long enough for the defense to have to respect him cutting upfield, allow Japic with the good speed to get around the corner.
Well, and good things happen on that read option, Jeff. And you look at Japic, and we said it, we'll say it again, we said it earlier, good patience, good vision, waiting for his blockers to get out there, got pushed out of bounds after a big game. I really like the way the Dukes are playing here in the second half.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach Quill better take that halftime talk and bottle it, because it's been effective to start this third quarter. Van Sumeren again. Going to hand that thing off. No, he's going to keep it himself, and he bangs forward for only a couple of yards. But again, you run those are called purpose plays.
Yep.
You must keep the defense honest from over-pursuing to where they feel like the ball's going.
Well, and what these Garber Dukes are also doing, Jeff, good runners, they always fall forward. He's getting that extra 2 or 3 yards by running hard and falling forward with the ball.
Curtis Giddings coming to the sidelines.
He's had a nice game tonight.
He's looking like he's a little shook up right now, so he's being replaced by Yuri Getzinger. 2nd down and 8. Yep, he might have been Taco Bell there, hit a little south of the border. On the quarterback keeper, Van Sumeren just puts his hand on the back of the blocker in front of him, and he is down to the 18-yard line, and he is going to find himself with another 1st and 10 for the Garber Dukes. And I'll tell you, Curtis Gittins is over here on the sideline, and he's swallowing hard right now.
That does not feel good right there, Jeff. He's had a good football game tonight for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. He has played very hard, done a nice job.
You didn't know they were one of the unofficial sponsors tonight. T-Bell. 1st and 10 for the Garber Dukes. Van Sumeren back out of the short shotgun. Japic trying to get around the corner. Japic with a nice turn. Look at the cut to the outside. He's at the 10. He's inside the 5. Sniffing the goal line. He's into the end zone. It's a Garber Duke touchdown. What a great finish. Japic turns that corner, Mike. He just gives a little shoulder shrug to the inside. Freezes the corner out there. Speed to get around the corner. Dives to the cone and comes up with a 6.
That was a nice little juke right there, Jeff. Went to the inside, cut it to the outside. Really was determined to get across the goal line. Big touchdown for the Essexville Garber Dukes.
Boy, that is huge. 2 touches in the second half. 2 touchdowns for the Garber Dukes. Most importantly, 2 two-point conversions. They are up by 16. If they get the 2-point conversion, Mike, they're up 3 scores here in the second half. Let's roll it here to see what's up. Van Sumeren's going to take it himself. He's into the end zone. The conversion is good. Time out on the field. Now with 4:38 left in the third. 24-6, Garber on top. Back in a minute here on BC TV.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Back here as we see the Garber cheerleaders as they get done singing the fight song. They are elated about the way this third quarter's gone. Short kick taken at the 37-yard line by the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. That is number 22, Danny Ritz. And that'll be another nice starting field position for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. Mike, they have not lacked for field position in this game, and they've been a fingertip away a couple of times for big plays, had an interception called back. So people are going to look at the score midway through the third quarter, and they're going to go, wow, this has been a dominating performance. It's been a much closer game than that.
A lot closer than what the score indicates right now, Jeff, but I like the way the Garber Dukes came out at halftime. They are really playing inspired football, doing a nice job on both sides of the rock.
As they come to the near side of the field, penalty flag down. We got a hold at the point of attack again. And that is up to the 45-yard line with a nice gain, but that's probably coming back.
Well, you know, they go the first half, Jeff, not a lot of penalties against the Falcons, but right now, you know, the last 2 or 3 drives, a lot of holding penalties by the Falcons, and I know Coach Kangas is saying, fellas, we're getting good yardage out of it. It's the unforced errors that are killing us. These holding calls are really, really hampering us.
Well, and
it's hard to come back from.
What's happening, though, is the stunting of the defense is causing them to have to go off their main assignment and then hold to keep somebody from flying through. So I credit these holds in the second half, again, to halftime adjustments.
Well, and again, 3-5 defense for the Dukes. We talked about that with Coach Quill in their preseason show. Something a little bit different, not something the Ogemaw Heights Falcons has probably seen a lot of, is the 3-5.
Yep, and when you got the 3-5, you can come from a whole lot of different angles. First down and about 18 yards to go. Stahl hands that ball up and hit right at the line of scrimmage by number 79 defensively, Danny Glum. He just flat out beat his offensive lineman into the gap, and there was no place for the running back to go.
Danny showed a little bit of quickness right there. Jeff just did a little swim move right there, got past the offensive lineman, lost on the play, second down and a country mile for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. Jeff, they've got to go all the way out to the 46.5-yard line to get a first down.
Fresher, better conditioned team right now midway through the third quarter is coming to prove.
Numbers also. Garber's got a little bit more numbers, Jeff, and you might be seeing that right now.
I love coming to as in fruition. Stahl with a 3-step drop, goes to the outside, has that pass completed. Great open field tackle as Quentin Thompson tried to spin to the outside, and he was stopped on a dime by that defense from the Garber Dukes.
I didn't see who that was. I think it was number 28. 20 or 28.
I believe it was Van Sumeren out there. Could have been number 28, though. He was out there as well, and that's Peterson.
Yeah, he's had a nice game tonight, too, Jeff. I like the defensive backs for the Garber Dukes. They come up, they put a helmet on you, and they do some good coverage. So I like the way they're playing tonight.
This is a huge play in this game right now. If Garber gets the stop here and gets the ball back, probably will be somewhere around the 40, 45-yard line, and they'll flip that field again. We'll see now. Stahl's got a big arm. We'll see what he tries to do. If he tries running for 15, he'll have his hands full. He's back right now. Nice job of staying in the gap. Down the field, the pass is nearly the trifecta. And number 40, Benny Davis says, I almost had a bump Benny in the jet trifecta tonight. But I'll tell you, Stahl, if he throws that ball another 2-3 yards, he had a receiver behind the defense.
Yeah, it was. He was wide open, Jeff. Didn't throw it hard enough. But again, Davis, number 40, with a great defense. He's got a great nose for the ball. That kid is all over the place. Love the way he's playing tonight.
Stahl tonight, again, as you watch that play, had to not be able to step forward into the ball. The presence of the defense coming up really kept him from following through on that pass, and that could have been the difference again.
Good call, Coach. Good call.
The ball dropped, and now picking it up, a turnover as that ball's going to be down at the 22-yard line, and another huge turn of events as the Garber Dukes are going to get the ball deep in Ogemaw Heights Falcon territory with 2:39 left in the third.
And then number 33, Bale Mogler for the Essexville Garber Dukes got in there, Jeff. Another tough break for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. You know, sometimes you got to just look that snap in when you're punting the ball. And sometimes, you know, you hear those footsteps coming from the defense. You take your eyes off of it, and that's what happened. You drop the rock.
Well, Garber was coming with pressure, too. They were looking like they wanted to come after it, so he knew he had to try and get that thing off quick, but that was a tough one if you're an Ogemaw Heights Falcon fan. As we look at the Ogemaw Heights Faithful, you know, for a preschool season game, Mike, good crowd on hand.
Absolutely. Great crowd for a Thursday night, opening night.
There's Van Sumeren back out of the short shotgun. He's going to pass that ball downfield. Dunham wide open. It's just to the back of the end zone and off his fingertips. If Van Sumeren has that back again, all by himself in the corner was Dunham. And he looks like he's a little bit ginger right now coming back as he laid out for that ball. But there was nobody around. He could have shortened up that ball, put a little air under it, and Dunham could have been there. Dropped, had a sandwich, got it up, wiped his chin, and had the ball.
What a great effort by number one of the Dukes, Jacob Denham, Jeff. Boy, he runs great routes and he's got great hands.
And there was no safety to rotate over on that play. As the ball carrier on a play, looks like Jopish trying to roll forward off of the left side. Picks up a gain of about 4 yards down to about the 18-yard line. It's going to be third down and about 6 yards to go. More importantly, the clock rolls on with 2:15 left in our third quarter of play. Safe to say the third quarter has been dominated by the Garber Dukes.
And it's gone real quick, Jeff. This has been a very, very quickly played third quarter for the Dukes with the big lead, 24-6 over the Falcons.
And again, last score, 21-13 Central over Frankenmuth at Ingle Stadium. A nice pass on the outside. First down and more. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Near the goal line. I think he's out of bounds at the 1.
Yep, they're going to get him out of bounds right at the 1 yard line, Jeff. Great effort down there. I think that was number 28.
Peterson.
Peterson with a good effort, got pushed out of bounds. Going to be first and goal to go for the Dukes with $1:51 to go here in the third quarter.
Boy, I'm going to tell you what. Peterson turned on the Jets going down that sideline as well. Snipping the goal line once again. First down and goal from the 1 yard line. They're not going to do anything special. They're just going to pack it in, and they're going to pound it forward. Now they go a little bit of a spread. I really don't think that spread's going to fool any of the defenders. I think they know that they're going to try and take that ball on the inside. Van Sumeren's in. Penalty flag down on the play. And this has got to be on the offense, Mike. And why would I say that?
I didn't see what happened, John.
It was a flag by the head linesman. So what you've got is if it's a defensive penalty, they're going to blow it dead right at the start. So you've got a motion offensively. Yep. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Either a formation or a motion would have been the only two things that could have caused that flag to not stop the play. And so that 5 yard penalty is going to back the Garber Dukes up as Van Sumeren was in the end zone again. It had to back her down with $1:47 left in our third quarter of play.
Well, it's going to be first and goal to go instead of from the 1, Jeff. It's going to be first and goal to go for the Dukes at the Falcons 6 yard line. But a tough break. Now, this half, I think that's the first penalty on the Garber Dukes. They have really played a very good football game, penalty-free, pretty much the whole game, but penalty-free here in the second half.
Well, I think, they've been looking to go to Peterson on that jet sweep, and I think that they may give it to him this time if he comes in motion. Denham back in the ball game at the wide out. Denham goes to the inside. Did he pick that ball up?
Nope, he dropped it.
It goes just out of his fingertips. What a great effort by Denham as he tried to haul that ball in. I'll tell you what, Van Sumeren threw that thing through some traffic.
Yes, he did. Through some arms, Jeff. It was right where he had to put it. Just right through the hands of Denham. He had an opportunity, just couldn't hang on to it. Stops the clock. $1:43 to go here in the third quarter. Garber Dukes second down and goal to go from the Falcons 6 yard line.
Boy, a touchdown here by the Garber Dukes, and it's going to be really tough for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons to come back in this one. Here comes the jet sweep. Van Sumeren on the keeper, and he just goes down forward for about a yard down to the 5-yard line. Defense, again, you run that, and the people upstairs are looking to see how the defense reacts to the jet sweep.
Yep.
If they don't react, then they're going to come back to it, and they're going to run it.
Yeah, you know what? They're just setting up, and I like the Peterson giving him the ball right now, Jeff. Let's see what happens with Coach Quill and what he's got up his sleeve. We got 3rd down and goal to go. No gain on the play, still at the 6-yard line.
Boy, but I'll tell you, with $1:10 and counting left in the third, the third quarter time of possession has been owned by the Garber Dukes with 2 scores and trying to make it a third here in the third quarter. Van Sumeren out of the shotgun again. As the defense coming back, here comes the pressure. He gets away from the first 2, and now we've got a penalty flag down. A very late job of blowing this one dead.
Came from the umpire, Jeff. Motion.
So we've got a false start on the offense, but I don't understand why, if you've got a false start on the offense, the play is 3 seconds into it before you're going to blow that thing dead.
Tough break for the Dukes. Now they're going to go back 5 more yards. They're going to go back to about the 11-yard line, Jeff. 3rd and goal to go for the Dukes from the 11.
Coach Quill's going to call a timeout, and we'll take one as well and be back right after this on BCTV. AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested service. We provide many types of transportation services, from non-emergency medical, wheelchair accessible, school transport services, and shuttle services. Our company strives to provide exceptional service to our customers. Our services are tailored to each person or company's specific needs. For the last 10 years, we have pushed the mark higher and higher to give the best service possible. Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine. Back here on BCTV, it would help if I put the mic back in front of my face. As Coach Quill calls that timeout, Mike, late here in the third quarter, trying to make certain they're all on the same page. And the one thing you don't want down here is a mistake. Take care of the football.
Yeah, take care of the football and don't give up the rock down here, Jeff. Good point.
Van Sumeren is caught as he flicks that ball down, and the pass is incomplete. What a hit defensively. And we're going to have a penalty flag down at the end of that play.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what he's going to call, Jeff, but I think he might be calling going after targeting at the head.
Might have been a head target. Yes, indeed.
I think so.
As they're looking things over right now and they're talking things. If you think there's a targeting call here, you can't get talked out of a targeting call.
Right.
You can't have somebody else say, I don't believe it. You can't throw that flag and not have the targeting call.
Yeah.
Targeting on the defense.
I think that was a good call.
And so what you're going to have here is that half the distance to the goal. And the people up here, you hear the fans going, that's baloney and that's this and that's that. But I'm going to tell you what, when they see that that's going on, they are instructed. That is a point of emphasis for officials this year. You will look for that in the defenseless hit. And it's just something that they constantly drill that you have to keep aware of. And he didn't hesitate when he saw that play happen. He came out with his flag in a hurry.
Well, and the receiver from Garber, Jeff, was going down, and the young man from Ogemaw Heights was coming in, and it was a target. He hit him high, he hit him in the head, and I thought it was a good call.
Well, and what you've got before that happened is Van Sumeren's halfway down to the ground. He's able to get rid of the football to even make that play happen.
Still makes it 3rd down, Jeff.
Yeah, but it's 3rd down and goal from the 5-yard line.
And 2 down territory again, so they get another play out of this thing with 44.8 seconds to go in the third quarter.
What are they talking about now? Oh, boy, you can smell smoke out there. All the brain trusts together trying to make things happen.
I think they're talking about where they're going to go to eat after the game tonight.
Yes, and I could have told them, some of the great spots that were in town before the game.
Yep.
As they want to make certain they've got this right. Maybe they're talking about the spot and where the spot's at and what's going on. And the official here on this side of the field was real quick to remind us he's been an official for 30 years. As we are now ready to go to the ready for play. Now we've got the headlinesman cruising in, and he wants to have a little powwow.
Well, Coach Kangas is having a conversation with the official here on the near sidelines. So they're going to go back. Let's see what happens. Let's see what these guys are going to figure out. They're going to get it right. Let's just make sure they take their time and do it the right way, Jeff.
So it's they're moving it down to just outside the 10-yard line. Or the 5, I'm sorry. Targeting.
3rd and goal from the 5.
Which is, I believe, where we were 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, I think so. All right, here we go.
It is Van Sumeren in that shotgun. Jopic right next to him. Jopic trying to get to the outside. Look at the defense get after that play. And a penalty flag down late on the play.
I think that's going to be a horse collar.
Dead ball personal foul against the defense.
Wow.
And you got fans booing, but the fan has no idea what he's booing about.
Well, I think it was a horse collar, Jeff, from what I could see up here.
Well,
it looked like
they would have pulled on the side of their lapel on their shirt if it were a horse collar. But the personal foul, nonetheless, will bring the ball down to the 2.5-yard line and give them a third opportunity at 3rd and goal here. Now with 2.5 yards to make.
And they were all the way back at the 13 at one point during
this. They just changed the down marker to 4. It can't be 4th down. It's still 3rd. Van Sumeren gets down to about the 2-yard line.
Number 20, the ball carrier.
And the spot by the line judge on this side, he's going to go all the way back to the 4-yard line. And the headlinesman has got his spot down at the 2. So what is going on? It can't be 4th down because they said it was 4th down. They've moved the sticks already, but you had a penalty. It was not a dead ball foul. It can't be 4th. It's got to be 4th down now, and they're going to give the ball away. I don't get it. Where do you come up with? And Coach Quill's going to say the same thing. Now, wait a minute. This was a penalty. This was not a dead ball foul. This was a live ball situation. You go half the distance to the goal line, and you repeat 3rd down. Did I miss something, Coach?
I'm still trying to figure out what's going on, my friend.
This last couple of minutes has been very confusing, and I don't understand what they're trying to do here. They're going to give the ball to the Ogemaw Heights Falcons, and I think that's totally wrong. Stahl comes upfield, breaks another tackle. He picks up the 1st down and more. They try and strip the ball as they'll get the 1st down and more. As Peterson finally comes up to put the hat on Stahl. And they're going to move the sticks. It'll be 1st and 10 with 15.4 ticks left. We'll have to see when we get a little stoppage of play here at the end of the 3rd if we can find out exactly what was going on with there. But I can't venture a logical guess.
I'm not quite sure what's going on, Jeff. Be interesting to be able to talk to somebody after the game and see what happened in that situation.
Trying to come Thompson to the near side of the field with the jet sweep. He's going to pick up the 1st down and more. He's up to the 42-yard line. As with 2.6 seconds left, they're going to get the 1st down once again. As Osarzak finally in on the tackle. But they're going to spot the ball. They're going to have the clock expire, and they're going to be done with this 3rd quarter of play.
And number 56.
All right, Mr. Referee, let's start your clock. 1-0. That's the end of our 3rd quarter of play. 12 minutes left in the books. It's 24-6. Garber over Ogemaw. Back in a minute here on BCTV.
How's married life? Are you ready to have a baby? Baby, baby. How about that baby? Ooh. I'm not getting any younger.
When you are ready, with the only neonatal intensive care unit in the Great Lakes Bay region, Covenant is the safest place for your delivery. Go to mycovenantbaby.com.
Here we go, ready to start the 4th quarter. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you. And we have got the offense moving. And that's going to back them up 5 yards on the play. False start. We still talk to the officials up here upstairs. They are certainly off-field officials, but nobody could understand that last-minute sequence of that third quarter.
Well, and as a coach, Jeff, I've been in this situation many times. You bring your kids over and say, look, it's over with. It's in the rearview mirror. There's nothing we're going to be able to do about this. Let's get it together, get our heads on straight, forget about it, focus on the moment right now, and let's continue on and play football. That's all you can do. There's nothing else you can do.
First down and 15, so backwards 5 is a big break for that Garber defense. Again, sitting in the flats. Wide receiver is number 11 on the play, and he's been very active, and that's Thompson.
Yeah, he's had a nice game tonight, Quentin Thompson has. And, another senior on this Ogemaw Heights Falcons football team. Not sure if they got the first down, but it was awful close. Going to be second down and a long one for the Falcons just inside Duke territory at about the 49-yard line.
With my 2 stand-up rush ins, about the rest of the game, I'm going to be very, very selective if I'm Coach Peterson in when they're blitzing, because if they can sit back in the wings, they're going to take that pass play away a lot of the time.
Yep. It's been pretty effective for them tonight, too, for the Falcons.
It has been in times. They've been able to read that defense. As now the handoff goes up the middle, and there is no room to go. Bouncing it to the outside to pick up the first down and more is the running back. And that running back has had some big runs tonight, too, and that's number 30, Julian Masco.
Julian's had a nice football game for the Falcons tonight. Picked up the first down, got all the way inside the 45-yard line, Jeff. We're going to call it the 43. First and 10 for the Falcons at the Duke 43. Nice run by that young man.
Boy, only 12 seconds have elapsed here in the fourth quarter as they're really making things go, and the clock started once again off the first down play. And it's, if Ogemaw Heights does not score here, they run out of possessions in this game to have an opportunity to come back.
Yeah, they need to score here, Jeff, get themselves back in this football game.
Out of the shotgun again, Stahl has been a very effective quarterback. He's up under center. And they run motion to the near side of the field, trying to go with a little counter action to Walters, and Walters had absolutely nowhere to go. Great defensive penetration that time. Coming up out of the bottom of that pile is number 9, Jopich, with a big tackle.
Yeah, also in there, Jeff, he's had a nice game tonight, is number 23, Alex Gorski, 6'1", 180-pound senior. He's played very well tonight. No gain on the play. Might call it a half a yard. Second down and 9 for the Falcons of Ogemaw Heights.
Again, those are purpose plays, but you can only run so many purpose plays late in the ball game, as right now the clock is your enemy with 10 and 45 and counting left in the game. As Stahl tries to cut to the outside, again cuts up against the grain, able to move the pile forward down to about the 38-yard line, but great job defensively by the Essexville Garber Dukes. As they come up out of the pile again, that looks like number 53, Zach Basket.
Also in on there was number 56, Del Zell for the Garber Dukes, Jeff. Here's a big play in the football game right now for Ogemaw Heights. We're third down and 5. We're inside Duke territory at the 38-yard line. This is a 2-down territory right now for Ogemaw Heights.
Frankenmuth has just tied the ball game up 21-all at Bay City Central's Elmer's Ingle Stadium. Great game in front of a big crowd there in Bay City. Coming down the backside on the blitz, and they're going to have Stahl in the backfield. Number 33, the first to get there, Bale Mogler. And that was a great job to blitz right there. And, boy, they had 3 guys that could have made it.
Big play for the offense, Jeff. Big play by the Garber defense stepping up. Big loss for the Falcons. Going to be 4th down and 13 to go.
They got to go.
They got to go for it, no doubt about it. We got 9:30 and counting to go in the football game. The Essexville Garber Dukes 24 and the Ogemaw Heights Falcons 6.
Stahl going back. He had absolutely no chance there at all as the defensive pressure just was. The offensive line was a colander that time.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a big play by the Garber defense right there.
They got to come up with one more, though, because it's 4th down and about 12 yards to go. Stahl has spent most of the second, third, fourth quarter under center. He's back to pass. He's got pressure all over him. Jopic from the outside forced him up into the pocket. The rest of the defense got there to stop him.
And on the tackle, number 53 for the Dukes, Jeff, basket again. Back-to-back plays by that young man. What a great defensive stand for the Garber Dukes. They really did a nice job. Pressure, keeping contained, keeping stall inside the tackles. All the blue helmets get there. Turnover on downs. Good job, Garber Dukes.
Boy, I'm going to tell you what. That is just unbelievable job by that Garber defense. When they needed to come up with 2 plays defensively, they get the sack, and then Jopic comes and really collapses that play before it has a chance to develop, and then Stahl steps up into the rest of the defense, who pursued very quickly and effectively to the football.
You look at the clock, and the clock is on the side of the Garber Dukes, Jeff, with 8:55 to go here in the football game.
I see a lot of Chuck Knoll right now, a lot of ground Chuck here in the last 8:55. If they can get a couple of first downs, they're going to be all set. Oh, they're going for a home run ball, and Jake Denham just couldn't get there in time. Coach Quill says, guess what? You think we're going to run the football and we're just going to run the clock out? We're going for the home run here.
There's a reason he's down there and we're sitting up here, Jeff.
Oh, yeah.
We've been trying to second-guess these dudes for 25 years, and we haven't been right once.
But we're consistent.
Yeah, consistently bad is what we are.
Consistently wrong. I love it, though. I love to try and trade mindset with these guys.
I can't figure them out. When you do, let me know.
They win.
That's why they're out there. They do a great job. I like that call. I thought it was a great call.
I think it's great because the defense is going to stack against the run. So here we go on a second down and 10 yards to go. On a quarterback keeper, Van Sumer makes a couple of them miss. He's got the first down and more. He cuts to the outside. He's at the 30, the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone. It is a Garber Duke touchdown. Somebody down with an ankle or a knee here back at the 48-yard line for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. Van Sumeren got into the secondary. A little dip to the inside and whoop, whoop, whoop to the outside. Defense couldn't recover in time. He scampers down that far eastern sidelines, untouched into the end zone for a Duke touchdown.
54 yards for Van Sumeren, Jeff. 8:39 to go in the football game. Garber Duke's up at this point, waiting for the 2-point conversion, 30-6.
All right, this young gentleman is going to be able to get up, and I'm elated. He is hobbling, but he gets up. He wants to come off the field under his own power. And that's Wyatt Barrett. And he jumped up and thought, I'll be able to, maybe I can't.
Is that 54 or
54? 54, Giddings. Okay.
He's had a good football game tonight, Jeff.
Yep, he has done a lot of things, and he has done. Giddings was the one that was injured a little earlier in the game.
Yep, tough kid.
30-6 our score right now, pending the 2-point conversion.
Lining up for the 2-point conversion.
Garber Dukes look like they're going to go for the single-point kick here. See if they can give their kicker a little bit of work. Looks like Reinke will attempt the extra point. The kick is up. It's long enough, and it's no good. Wide to the left. Time out of the field with 8:39 left in the ball game. 30-6. Garber over Ogemaw. Back in a minute here on BC TV.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever. It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Back here on BC TV, the cheerleaders from Garber loving to sing that fight song another time. 30-6, they're on top.
Going to be a nice bus ride home for the Dukes, going back to Bay City and Essexville area tonight, Jeff.
High end over end kick going to be taken on the 15-yard line. Walters coming to the near side of the field, and he's got company. And I believe when you look back at that, he had a handful here. He didn't have horse collar, but the official's going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
number 33.
2 flags were thrown at the same time, Jeff. They're going to confab about it, but I think you're going to be right. Looks like it's going to be a horse collar.
Either that or he's got an itchy on his neck.
Needs a little off.
We have got holding on the offense.
Oh.
And we have got a personal foul horse collar on the defense. Both live ball, penalties offset. I believe we're going to re-kick.
I think you're right. Let's do it again.
We have offsetting penalties.
That's a thing of beauty.
Penalty was called against the Falcons.
But very seldom on a kick return are you going to get a hold.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll get a block in the back with trying to get the edge somewhere, but that offensive hold, and our producer and director, Nick Page, says, oh, yeah, that was a horse collar. He was looking at the zoom factor. I think Natalie Doan had the zoom on that, as Jared had the wide angle, so Nick had a great look on the big screen TV we had here. Boy, we might just hang out here. We got some comfy chairs up in this beautiful plush press box in Ogemaw Heights. We might just hang out for the evening here.
Nice and cool and cozy, and everybody's having a good time because you know why? Football has started high school-wise in the state of Michigan.
There's another high, deep end over end kick. And that is going to roll down to the 1 yard line, and it just goes out of bounds. Look at that thing just laying on the stripe. Another 6 inches inbound, and I'm going to tell you what, that's one of your well-placed wedges going to that cone in the corner being the pin, Michael.
You haven't seen my game lately, brother.
So now we got 3 options for the ball, and I know you're on top of this one.
They're going to take it right out here at the 35-yard line, if I'm not mistaken.
So you can take it where the ball goes out of bounds.
Right.
I don't think Ogemaw Heights wants it at the 1.
You can take it at the 35, or they can re-kick it.
Re-kick it from the 35.
Well,
so
I think they're going to take it right at the 35. First and 10 for the Falcons.
I think that is an astute observation.
3 I've had right tonight, brother.
I'm not asking you any more questions this year. You're 100%.
I'm drained. I am drained.
First and 10 again. Ogemaw Heights Falcons. Stall back, and he has got another receiver open for a gain of about 10 yards on the play as they are making things happen with that short, quick little passing game. Quentin Thompson, the wide receiver, and he's been a very active wide receiver tonight.
Nice game.
Stahl has played a really nice game, too. He's run the ball effectively. He's been able to pass the ball effectively, and he catches Garber at opportune times when they're bringing that rush stand-up end, not dropping into coverage. That lane is wide open.
That bread and butter quickie in has really been effective for the Falcons tonight, Jeff.
First down and 10 as they move the chains. Run in motion. Trying to go up the middle again. That's the big bowling ball for this team, Julian Masco. He is just a tough runner. He finds nothing up the middle, and he just keeps bouncing center, guard, tackle, outside. Where do I find a hole? I'm just going to keep the legs moving.
That Julian Malasco is a junior, Jeff, fullback and linebackers. Had a nice game tonight. 2nd down and 7 for the Falcons. Clock is running in the favor of the Garber Dukes. 7:34 and counting. 30-6 Dukes up.
Again from their own 48-yard line, just in front of the H from Ogemaw Heights. There's another little flanker screen. Jumped route that time by number 13, Hosington, as he knew exactly what they were doing, and he beat the block and got to the wide receiver before he was able to make anything happen.
Boy, Chase Hosington has had a great game tonight, Jeff, from that defensive end position, linebacker, stand-up defensive end, and that 3-5 for Coach Quill and Coach Peterson. He's played very well for the Dukes. That was a great open field tackle by that young man.
It was indeed. 3rd down and 8 yards to go now. And they're going to give that ball to Walter on the outside. He's got room to get it upfield. The defense gets there in a hurry and forces him out of bounds just shy of the 1st down marker. I believe he's going to be about 1.5 yards short. They're going to have him about the 47-yard line, where that's going to bring up a 4th and at least long 1 yard to go situation.
I always like when a young man who's a running back puts his hand on the lead blocker, which that time was Malasco, and he led the way, and the running back just put his hand right on his backside, Jeff, and I'm going to follow you.
You've got to rest it, because if he pushes too hard, then you're going to throw him off balance, and he does a nice job of just riding that block as long as he can. 4th down and 1. Watch for Stahl to keep it himself.
Oops.
And there's a free 5 as Jopic was trying to anticipate the snap count. What he saw out of the corner of his head was that wide receiver move, but he thought that was the snap of the football. And he came over the line of scrimmage, and that's one of those you're stuck right out in the middle of nowhere at that point.
You're
going,
on an
oh
island.
my.
You're on an island. You kind of stick out.
No place to hide.
But one of the things I was going to say, Jeff, very nice job in the second half by the Dukes. Not a lot of penalties. They've been really penalty-free, did a nice job, poised, really disciplined on the defense and on the offensive side.
Yeah, they had 2 or 3 penalties down here late in that third quarter, and in what is the screwiest last minute of a quarter I've seen in a long time. Coming to the near side of the field, ball being handed off on the play. Looks like Dalton Brindley with the carry this time.
Number 9, Dalton Brindley, the ball carrier.
And he's got company coming up out of the bottom of that sack. Jeez, Osarzak has been very active defensively in this game. We've been able to call his name quite a bit. Got a gain of about 6 or 7, though. You'll give up 6 on that first down play because the ball stays inbounds and the clock keeps ticking.
Yep, a good point right there, Jeff. You took the words right out of my mouth.
No, that's twice tonight.
Woo, the great minds are thinking alike. It's only the first game of the year. That's pretty scary. We got 8 more to go. What's going to happen?
I think it's going to be a lot more fun yet. Woo. Second down, 4 yards to go. Out of the shotgun for Stahl. That's where he likes to run.
Nice.
He's going to pick up the first down and more as he's down to the 30-yard line. Tacklers led on the play by number 33, Mogler. And again, Stahl out of the shotgun. Normally likes to think run first.
Well, you know, we've watched this team for many years, Jeff. We were up here last year. I don't remember that young man, what he was doing last year. But whatever he did on the offseason from last year, he has played an excellent football game tonight for the Falcons and did a nice job of leading that team from the quarterback spot.
Well, he's a big, thick individual. He runs hard, but he's got an impressive arm as well.
He sure does.
Up to the line they come on first down and 10. Up under center. 3-step drop, throw to the outside, just completed to number 13 on the play, Tyler Bailey. And defensively, just missing out on that on the wing.
And Summerlin just missed it.
He just missed his fingertips as he jumped the route. He just didn't get there in time.
Shouldn't have clipped his nails. He would have had that one.
First and goal from the 9-yard line. 5:15 and counting left in the ball game.
Big stand right here for the Garber Dukes, Jeff. First and goal to goal for the Falcons inside the 10-yard line, about the 9. This is going to be a nice stand for Garber. Got to keep them out of the end zone.
At least got to force them to take their time getting into the end zone. As the big fella, number 30, the ball carrier, he blows through to the end zone. And it is Mlasko with an Ogemaw Heights Falcon touchdown. I'll tell you what, that kid ran hard. He beat an arm tackle at the line of scrimmage. And he was able to just bowl his way into the end zone for a first touchdown in a while for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. And that famous Ogemaw Heights Falcon fight song in the background.
Falcons lining up for the extra point.
And here we go with the attempt at the conversion. Stahl's going to turn it upfield. He's got a head of steam, and he's going to be tough to stop before he gets to the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good. Time out on the field with 4:53 left in the ball game. Still a 16-point lead for the Garber Dukes. Back in a minute here on BCTV.
Ow, ow, ouch! My hip, my knee, my joints feel out of whack. Ow, ow, oh my, the pain, I can't take it anymore.
All right, I see All-State for the Essexville Garber Dukes, and you had it. You were cupping your hands, Mike. The good hands people are up front for Garber, anticipating the onside kick.
It's the all-hands team right there, my friend.
And you have to have a minimum of 4 on each side, so you've got 5 and 5 there. A lot of times what you'll have is somebody else kicking that football, so have to wait and see what's going on as they kick a line drive, and that's going to go out of bounds. It'll go out of bounds at the 38-yard line, and at that point, the Garber Dukes will say, let me take that ball right where it goes out of bounds, and I will be able to chew up about 2.5 minutes off the clock regardless if I get a first down or not.
Yep. And it was a nice job by the Dukes to let that go out of bounds, Jeff. They're going to get good field position. 1st and 10 for the Dukes. 4:53 to go in the football game. The Essexville Duke with an impressive opening game. They're up 30-16.
What they need to get right now is a couple. What did we have? A penalty flag for illegal procedure against Ogemaw Heights, and that was declined. It'll be first down for Garber. Jopic in the backfield, and again, you're going to be dealing with heavy pressure. They're going to be coming with 7 and 8 players on every single down right now. But it's very important that Jopic and Van Sumeren understand 2 hands on the ball, cradle that thing, and tuck it deep.
Yep. And, they don't need a turnover down here, Jeff. They're inside their own territory at about the 36-yard line. Got to take care of the rock, take some time off the clock, and the quarterback's got to look at the back judge to make sure that when he raises his hand, he knows he's got 10 seconds left, then he can snap the football. Take as much time off the clock as you possibly can.
Boy, I look at that back judge, and I don't move until his hand is starting to roll off the last 5 seconds. Van Sumeren bangs forward, and Mike got back to the original line of scrimmage. These are all teaching moments right now for your kids, though. When you've got this lead, clock management is a very, very important factor down the stretch.
And they go over that in practice, Jeff. They got to know how much time is on the clock, what they're going to play. It's kind of like that 4 and 3 2-minute drills that they go through. Just taking some time off the clock. Hang on to the football.
As they run their call in from the sidelines. And again, take your time. We have not even gotten to the 10-second mark yet. And Van Sumeren's going to roll to the side of the field. And he tosses that thing down into double coverage. And it's picked off at midfield. Finally brought down by number 23 on the play.
That's Gorski.
Okay, Gorski. It's intercepted by Thompson again. And again, both of those times you hadn't even gotten to the 10 seconds yet. You can chew up another 20-plus seconds off of the clock, and that's something that they're going to need to work on because now they've left a small window of opportunity here for these Ogemaw Heights Falcons late in the game.
3:19 to go in the football game, Jeff. Plenty of times for the Falcons to get the ball into the end zone. But, again, the Garber Dukes have been playing for pretty good defense here in the second half.
Frankenmuth with a 1-touchdown lead over Central at the start of the fourth quarter. And it's over. That's a final score from Bay City Central. So Frankenmuth with a hard-fought 7-point victory. And I'll tell you what, that run by the Ogemaw Heights Falcons with 3 minutes left that only yielded them a couple of yards, and they're walking back to the huddle just taking their time, and they need to have a little sense of urgency right now on the offensive side, I believe.
That clock is running very quick, Jeff. We're at 2:50 and counting to go. 30-14, Dukes up over the Falcons.
Well, the Garber Dukes have got to give up 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions for this to even be a tie score, but we'll find out. Stahlback with a 3-step drop, and he gets that pass completed. Very nice tackle as Tyler Bailey catches the football. And very quick to the football to make that tackle was Osarzak again, stopping him short of the first down, Mike, and that clock down to 2:15 and counting left in the game.
Nice job by the Falcons. They really like that little play right there, that little 5-step in and cut across the middle, that little quickie in, as I like to call it, Jeff. That's their bread and butter. They've been really, really good with that play tonight.
I think, they eliminate some mistakes, and this is a team that could make some noise this year up here in Northeast Michigan. Stahl back out of the shotgun. That means he's going to probably, nope, he's under center again. I say that means he likes to run the football. And there is the big fullback, number 30 on the play, Jesko. And he picks up a gain of 3 down to the 38-yard line. It'll be enough for another 1st and 10 for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. But I'll tell you, with $1:47 left, the Ogemaw Heights Falcons need to be up at the line of scrimmage, snapping that football. Garber's got to be smiling, seeing this time that they're throwing away.
Yeah, Gorski in on the tackle again for the Garber Dukes. Had a nice game tonight, Jeff. 1st and 10 for the Falcons at the Garber 38-yard line.
Stahl's going to be handing that ball up the middle, trying to make something happen, but a modest gain. And the Ogemaw Heights Falcons are going to take a timeout, and that comes with $1:26 left in the game. And we'll take a break and be back after this on BC TV.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
All right, looking back at the Garber Duke defense right now, as we see Coach Peterson out there just telling those troops, assignment, assignment, assignment. No defensive lapses where anybody on the offense gets by you.
Yep, absolutely, Jeff. Good call. A little bit of discipline. Don't jump off sides. Make sure you do all your coverages, and we'll get out of here with a big win. Always nice to get that first win of the year.
2nd down, 6 yards to go. Sweep coming to the near side of the field, picking up the 1st down and more. Sliding to the outside is Walters again.
Stops the clock, too. You got to stop the clock when they get the 1st down.
So what they did is they called 2 plays off of that timeout. So they got Walters to the outside. And now they are going to move the sticks. And now everything is set. The chains are set. The referee says, what are you waiting for? We're going to start the ready for play. Getting that ball to the outside once again. Trying to turn the corner inside the 10 is Thompson.
Stops the clock again, Jeff, on the 1st down. He's inside the 10, about the 7-yard line.
On that previous play, that was not an out-of-bounds play. I don't know why the official went for the ready for play.
Right.
I believe he was still in bounds, so the official made an error there, not starting the clock after the chains were moved.
1st and goal to go for the Falcons. 1:12 left to go, Jeff, in the football game. 1st and goal to go for the 7.
When you're an official, you're either going to cross your arms that it's out of play, or you're going to give them the old wind it up, and that tells you that they're still in play. So not good communication between the officials there. It's 1st down. Sliding forward. Stahl's going to be in the end zone. It's an Ogemaw Heights Falcon touchdown. That was another big play as they cruise down the field with 1:07 seconds left. Right now, Mike, is the most important play in the game because in order for Ogemaw Heights Falcons to even have a chance, a glimmer of hope in this game, they must convert on the 2 points.
Yep. Gets them, would be 22, gets them to 8 points down, Jeff, with 1:07 to go. Look for the onside kick when the Falcons are going to have to kick off the football.
Boy, I'm going to tell you what, this game has taken 2 hours and 40 minutes to complete. Here comes Stahl up to the line of scrimmage as he looks things over. And you know what he likes to do out of this formation? He's going to pass the football. Nice job as that ball was nearly picked off the ground, and it's incomplete. Time out of the field with 1:07 left in the ball game. It's 30 for the Garber Dukes, 20 for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. We'll take a break and be back in a minute here on BC TV. AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested service. We provide many types of transportation services, from non-emergency medical, wheelchair accessible, school transport services, and shuttle services. Our company strives to provide exceptional service to our customers. Our services are tailored to each person or company's specific needs. For the last 10 years, we have pushed the mark higher and higher to give the best service possible.
Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine.
There you go with a look at the Ogemaw Heights Falcons scoreboard. It shows the visitors being the Garber Dukes with 30. And the home team, the Ogemaw Heights Falcons, 20.
Boy, nice no quit by these Ogemaw Heights Falcons tonight, Jeff. You know, they were down 30-14. They're down 30-20. You're going to look for the onside kick.
It's way up in the front. Good hands, people. 7 wide. As we are ready to go. As they try and kick that thing into a spot, just fall on it. Just fall on it. Exactly what you want to do. As there was somebody coming late, and a nice job that time by Dunham. And the Garber Dukes are just going to be able to run 3 plays here. And I believe there's 1 timeout left for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons, but they can only stop it once. And the Ogemaw Heights Falcons, a valiant effort in trying to come back in this football game.
They played hard. Those kids played hard and gave Garber quite a tussle tonight. But you know what? Take your hats off to the Dukes. They come up on the road to Ogemaw Heights and win a very, very tough football game.
As Coach Quill is over there and he's signaling the play in. Offense looks like they're ready to execute. Van Sumeren's going to come out of that shotgun. He looks to the referee, gives him a thumbs up. Are we all ready to rock? Yep, let's play ball. Van Sumeren gives that ball off. Looks like Jopish.
Yep. Manny's had a nice game, but timeout on the field, I think, Jeff. No, clock's still running. I thought I heard a whistle.
It was a whistle just to blow the play dead, but the official hasn't even started the ready for play yet, so they'll be able to wait until this thing gets down under 25 seconds. And I would not even consider doing anything to this until that back judge goes up with his hands.
Victory formation.
They go down with a victory formation, and it doesn't look like the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. Had they got the 2-point conversion, they would have used their timeouts, but they're going to run out of time in this football game, and this is going to be one of those victories for the Garber Dukes as we count it down, looking at the scoreboard right now with 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1-0. That's all there is.
There isn't any more.
And the final score in our ball game, the Essexville Garber Dukes come away with a 30-20 victory. We'll take an ever so quick break. We'll come back to put the wraps on the post-game show here on BCTV. Back here on the post-game show on BCTV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdall along with you, switching seats now in the producer and director chair is that multi-talented Jared Allen Doan.
He goes from camera to director, producer.
What a fun game for the Garber Dukes. They started off slow. Halftime adjustments were the difference in this football game.
Yeah, I think they came out, Jeff, in the third quarter, did the Dukes. They came out with a purpose. You knew exactly what they're going to do. Van Sumeren ran hard. Joppage ran hard. Denham did a nice job. And the offensive line did a wonderful job blocking for the running. And that third quarter, to me, was the difference for the Garber Dukes.
I think the Garber Dukes in the third quarter imposed their will on the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. But Ogemaw Heights, on the other hand, is going to look back at this game, realize they fought to the end, and they can take a lot of good things away from the way they finished this game.
Lots of positive for the Ogemaw Heights Falcons, Jeff. They were down 30-14. They came right back into this typical Ogemaw Heights Falcon team that we have seen for so many years. There's no quitting these kids. They played hard. They got a nice new system. Coach Kangas had a nice game plan. I think they're going to be very, very difficult to beat during the season. They're going to give everybody a good tussle.
Coach Quill got that first victory out of the way for the year. They're going to look back at the films and they're going to realize there's some things they could do different. They missed an extra point that they tried to kick for. The punting game wasn't as strong as they'd like, but man, they made those 2-point conversions early on and really forced the hand of Ogemaw Heights.
That's a big difference when they make those 2-point conversions, Jeff. And, you know, we've always talked about the biggest improvement is from game 1 to game 2. They'll go back. They'll look at the videos. There's nothing real glaring. They just got to tighten up a couple couple things. But overall, I think the Garber Dukes on the road for the very first game of the year, up to an opponent that they're really not too familiar with a new coach, did a nice job. They got the win. Now they can go back and get ready for game number 2.
Well, fun victory. It'll be a nice bus ride home of about an hour for the Garber Dukes. They'll get back to Bay City. They'll celebrate this tonight, but starting tomorrow, they're going to start focusing on week 2.
Well, Coach Quill will stay up. He'll watch that film just like every coach does. He'll get to bed about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. He'll get a game plan ready for Sunday's practice and get ready for his next opponent. But I think going on the road to open the season against a pretty good football team and winning on the road is a really nice victory for the Garber Dukes.
Also like to say special thanks to the Garber Booster Club for their continued support of our athletics here. And the Garber Dukes smile tonight. Got a little bit nerve-wracking at the end of the game. Again, all things they can learn from.
Yeah, and they're going to grow from this, Jeff. This is game number 1, like I've said all night long. They will grow from this. They will get better from this. That coaching staff has been around a long time. They know what they got to change, what they've got to work on. Nothing major, like I said earlier, but they'll work on those little detailed things, and they'll get ready for game number 2. I like this Garber team. They got good players on both sides of the football.
Well, how about Davis tonight with a couple of big interceptions and almost got the trifecta in the third quarter?
Yeah, he's got a nose for the football. They got good defensive back. I think Ozarchek and Delzell are good linebackers. Of course, you got Van Sumeren and Denham. I think they got a good, balanced football team. I like their offensive line. They're going to be very, very formidable here during this football season.
Coach, you were 3 for 3 on your quizzes tonight, so that's a beautiful thing. We're thinking alike, so we're in mid-season form as it rolls on. Always a pleasure to sit next to you.
No, it's been fun, Jeff. It was a good football game to start the year. Next week, we're going to be at Bay City All Saints. We're going to throw you a little taste of 8-man football. Carsonville, Port Sanilac will be over at All Saints Field at St. Stan's. We're looking forward to seeing our first eight-man football game together. We've never done one together. This is going to be a lot of fun, and a lot of points are going to be scored next week.
Great fall of sports here on BCTV.
Yes.
This isn't just a fall of football. We've got all sorts of fun coming your way, but again, it's been a pleasure. I'm Jeff Doan along with Mike Guazdala. Cameraman and woman tonight, Jared and Natalie Doan, doing a great tag team upstairs.
Yes, sir.
And, of course, the maestro that makes it all happen, Nick Page, producing and directing this show.
Yeah, they did a great job, and they're going to be with us all year. And we're going to get better, and I'm looking forward to. We got about 18, 17 contests to go, Jeff, in the fall season, not just football. So stay tuned. We got a lot of exciting things here at Bay County TV.
Well, it's been a great night. The Garber Dukes can say that they're very happily 1-0 on the season and looking forward to next week. So thanks again for being with us on BCTV. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.
We'll see you again.